a map or so, but that's just about it. They can always rile themselves back, and they're not going to allow anything to stop them from claiming the first slot of the, moving on to the Sea Challengers, which again, here in the Philippines, we have 3 slots of.
Yeah. And you know what, Bren Esports, if they do win against Galaxy Racer in this first map, Icebox, the map pick of GXR, they were phenomenal with it. That to me is our bridge to reach that 3-0 that we're talking about. Like Vimino as well as yourself kind of share the sentiments just because of how strong they are. And this is also additional to what you just said. They haven't been doing anything like out of the ordinary to the point that they will lose a series. I mean, sure, some teams are really challenging Bren Esports during the semifinal as well as the quarterfinal, but we haven't seen anybody close out on those rounds. Bren Esports, when they start to lose or when they look like they're losing a map or a round, it just feels like the next round or the next consecutive rounds, they just read through their opponents. And this is scary. GXR, they're going to be starting with on the attacking side. And this means that Bren Esports, they kind of have a little bit of an advantage just because of the fact that they're very good when it comes to defense. And I'm talking about advantage because of the fact that GXR might reveal too much of their playbook with this attacker side. So I do hope that if GXR, if they want to contest Bren Esports in the entire series, this attacking side on Icebox, their map pick is more than crucial than anything else.
Sets the pace of the best of 5 as well. You get yourself a point in, step closer to victory, and arguably this is where I think GXR can really make their names known. Again, we already know about this team. GXR have been phenomenal and whatnot, but they haven't still had the best of performances up against a team that is arguably the best team right now in the Philippines, which is Bren. So moving forward in this, it is going to be a statement play when they go up against each other. And arguably enough, the first time that these players have actually gone up against each other as Bren and as Galaxy Racer was a tournament that I think Dax and Vimino casted, where in the end, Bren just won a 3-1 in a best of 5. So they're looking for something different, of course, maybe a 3-1 of their own. But again, as I said, I feel like it's still not yet enough for Galaxy Racer. But I'm always happy to be how do you say this? Surprised. Anyways, speaking of surprise, a quick little tap in there by Georgie as they do get quick control of the mid, rummaging around onto screens, and this A-take is already in the hands of GXR.
Do not be fooled. It is Dubstep donning the jet. And it's also, Wits is going to be playing the Reyna, not the KO. But Eman as well as Wits, they're combining together, able to get a kill out to the Reyna. Now there's only one left. Might not be enough for GXR as Dubstep will be aggressive now. Gonna be finding the Sage, will not find him. Ching is gonna be picked by Dubstep, but Dubstep traded by Carl. And it's going to be a GXR round number 1. And like I said, do not be fooled by the agents that you are seeing with your overlay.
Yeah, we're gonna fix that, guys. Don't worry about it. It seems like there was just a bit of a hiccup. Maybe we can refresh that or something and it'll fix itself. For now, that is going to be a GXR quick little round. I haven't really seen that much success with mid takes, even on the pistol, but GXR make it work. Now they do have a point on the board immediately. They're going to just scrounge up a couple of weapons here. And the Georgie gonna be peeking. There's Dubstep holding his own with the Marshall, I believe. Yeah, there he is. Still getting dinked in. But this could actually look pretty damn well for them. Gets overwhelmed. Although the Spencer is going to have a position, but nobody's going to get faked by that. It's just too obvious. And that is going to just be 2 members of Bren falling down. B is already open. Nades abound. Eman has just swacked onto Borkham and Wits. And now it's only 1 to remain. Jesse Vash into the corner as he comes out of kitchen. He's going to get cooked himself. And 2 straight rounds out of the bat, out of the get-go by GXR.
They're all feeling it. I mean, the moment it was kind of Jesse Vash's recon bolt that kind of just signaled the attack of GXR. Like the moment that Jesse Vash popped that, and there was some revelation of the agents of where GXR were. they just ramaged through and they executed properly. They were able to take down Georgie as well as Dubstep, and also with the Phantom onto Eman. The way that he entered the site, waiting for his teammates first to get in, and then he goes for the cleanup. The control coming out from GXR was just immaculate. Then again, this is the bonus round, and Bren Esports do have the better rifles now, but Dubstep will have to retreat as he gets tagged down to 45 HP. And again, control of B main successfully done by GXR.
They do force away at Dubstep here. It's perfect because they know that they've already tagged him. They forced him to use his dash already, and these are really crucial abilities that I think Dubstep really loves to have when he tries to go aggressive. When he's not, he's just going to play a very passive angle. Dispenser's going to be holding somewhere on Snowman as Emon is going to be working with the rest of his teammates to kind of just slowly creep up there. They have left Johan somewhere on mid. He doesn't have his utility just yet, but they haven't really shown themselves too much on B. Although this recon dart, as well as the initial bout with Dubstep, has kind of given a false sense of security that they might have rotated around. Still, with the nades being thrown out as well as the utilities, this should be an easy take on the B once again, especially when Dispenser has dropped down. Dubstep's going to go for a wall bang, but it's going to find nothing. Oh, Joel, Jesse Vash above on yellow. Okay, what do you got? Not going to find a target, and it's all about that retake once again, still in the favor of the GXR roster.
Having all those rifles for now, the wall is slowly being destroyed, but this still is a lot of control with the Viper, with the Sage. No matter from GXR, Wits wants to go forward, finds Jing with a wall back. In comes a showstopper, gonna be landing on nothing. And unfortunately, Eman will not be taking any frags, but still Bren Esports struggling to go for this retake. They were able to gun down the members of GXR just at the nick of time. And they are able to just defuse this spike. I thought that GXR had it in them, but Bren Esports just the right amount of crossfire, the right amount of frags, the right timing to take down GXR.
Barely able to go about that. And what's kind of also interesting is that was just the third round, and we're already seeing somebody like Emon have his ultimate up and running for with the showstopper. Sadly, it did not connect, as you did mention, but there is that amount of charges that GXR can get very quickly in just a few set of rounds here. Now, they're still not going to stop going for the B site. They really love to go about this, and the setup there really shows to us that they will. Dispenser going to stop them just a moment, a hair, with the use of his utilities, with the use of his slows. As Carl opens up onto the B site, they're looking for a tad bit more here, but are they really going to pull the trigger? If they can, this is going to be another post plant where it's all going to get messy and bloody. I think GXR now know what they have to do.
A massive, massive and a very quick plant coming out from a GXR. They have found Wits. Headshot over the Phantom. So that's amazing for GXR, but the rest of the Bren Esports, they're not preparing. They're waiting for the team. It's Georgie would go for a flank, but there's really no one in there. Oh, Dubstep is actually here. Jet versus Jet action. Jet versus Jet flank. Who's going to be faster? The trigger! It's going to be Dubstep. He gets the headshot onto Georgie. Now it's a 2 versus 3. Dispenser. He will try. He will be receiving the Hunter's Fury. He's gonna be dodging that for a while, and that's time bought by the Sova. In comes Jesse Bash with a spray to the transfer. Gets 2. And now they have found the last one. They will also take the second round. Their second round, I mean. And a wonderful play coming out from both Dubstep as well as Jesse Bash.
That was a smoke that was also dropped out by Georgie. And Jesse Vash uses it to counter out GXR there. Took a bit of time to get the kill on the second man, but still in the end, a smoke criminal. It's a criminal nonetheless, and he reaps the benefits of it as stealing kills from underneath the rug of GXR. And what this kind of opens up for them is, well, more rounds for Bren in general, as well as just being able to save up like 4 people with 4 weapons. That is pretty damn big. Now, to kind of reiterate this, another B take once again, and it's only Dispenser who's just challenging. But now that he's acclimated to so many peaks on B, he's like, I'm just gonna have a field day with these frags and all. And even if you charge me, I will have a slow and a wall to plug up in your face, and you're not gonna find any picks or quick little takes on the B side whatsoever.
And Georgie pops the Blade Storm. Just like you said, it's all about B main control. And so far, with this Spencer taking down one member of GXR, that's already pretty good for their side. But it's gonna be enough. He had to retreat as the rest of the gang on eco will be going to be. But this Spencer once again mentioned how he had to retreat, but now he already took out the Jet with the Blade Storm, and in comes the dart as Johan finds Dubstep with 5 HP left. Now they have found a second kill as well, third kill in fact for Johan, and he's gonna be healed up. And we'll want to find more as the spike already planted. It's a 2v2, Viper versus Viper action. They also have the Sova versus the Reina onto the backside, onto Snowman. There is where Jesse Bash will be, but already they have crept their way in. Wits unpunished as he will get one, and he fights another. Oh my goodness! Wits, as well as the Viper, perfect timing to go in there. Sporkum.
There we go. We fixed the overlays there, guys. Yeah, mentioned it perfectly. Borkum. I liked how they knew that Bren specifically knew that they still had time. So rather than just forcing their way on Orange, they left Wits to fend for himself. And then Borkum came all the way around, scanned the rest of Snowman, and came in for the big little pinch. And what this does is there's two angles of attack. Yes, it's gonna seem a bit risky, but when you have somebody as an efficient and very self-preserved fragger as Wits, it seems so natural for Bren to get this pickups. And now it's back to the drawing board for GXR. They're going to be weaker on the buys, weaker on the weapons. And with Dubstep knowing this, having an operator, he's just not going to, let them have any chance whatsoever to get an advantage at all. And he's just going to peek, shoot, snipe, get those Dubstep moments, and then shut down GXR for the rest of the round.
Oh, the fact that Dubstep almost gave up that angle, but he recovered and he got the right timing to take down Georgie. And this is a big punch to the gut of GXR. They will find Ching, however. They will find Wits, however, as Ching guns him down with the Sheriff. It's all of a sudden a 4v4. Johan finds Dubstep. This is massive as they charge through A. Now they are also setting up all of those one-way smokes. But there will be a Viper Spit. This Spencer takes down Eman. 3 versus 2. Bren Esports will have to set up. It's the Jets being revived as of this moment. And this is a full firefight. 4 versus 3. GXR wants to win on eco, on a broken buy. Finds Georgie once again. Dispenser with a headshot with the Viper Spit is incredibly difficult to deal with. Unless Dubstep finds the angle. Carl tucked behind, or tucked under this roof. But they will find the Viper. And that is going to be the last one. Dubstep finishes off as he slowly goes down from above with all of those Blade Storms. Brent takes the 4th.
There's a lot of teams that will mess up when playing inside the Viper Pit. Bren is not one of those teams.
Definitely.
They just knew the angles at which they had to approach, not just charging haphazardly and looking for corners here, but rather coming in from outside and then just closing in. That's a very smart decision from Bren, and you see how effectively it can work its magic on. Because again, the difference with you playing in and outside of the Viper Pit is that even those who activated the ultimate itself do have that reduced visibility. So Bren, knowing this, wanted to just chime in, get the information as much as possible, as quickly as possible as well. And you saw how cleanly they retake that. It's not that everybody's going to survive, but it's rather it's going to be them still winning the round in. Dispenser has to deal with his life. He gets a trade-off. There's going to be a Hunter's Fury from behind, and look at how everybody's just scrambling, jumping up and down, trying to evade the Hunter's Fury of Jesse Bash. But in the end, it's just going to be futile attempts. There will be a refrag by Georgie as he gets that wall bang on top of the B side. He will get this spike planted down. But there's going to be a numbers discrepancy once again. Still, though, Emon getting the kill, as well as the plant does have his ultimate then and there. Georgie gets the kill onto this Dubstep through all that confusion, and we're left into the 2 versus 2. But Wits with the big flank.
Big flank coming out from Wits. Jesse Vash just housekeeping at this point. We're gonna be waiting for the right timing. We saw this before, and we are gonna see it again. It's Wits and Jesse Vash Two of them together. We've seen it on B side again. Emma will be able to take out Jesse Bash, but he has to build this position, and Wits will clean up house. Man, will he reach it? Definitely
he
will. He should. Man, that's right. Illustrado had a chance to talk to the coach of Bren Esports, and we talked about this from the previous broadcast. And it was all about Jesse Vash having a 50% chance to always kill one player with the Hunter's Fury, one of his enemies with the Hunter's Fury, and the other 50% chance is that he gets two. That's how amazing he is. And so far, correct me if I'm wrong, this was the first Hunter's Fury in the Icebox that we have right now, and so far, it's true.
Yeah, it's been verified.
Verified.
Like, some people on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch that are verified already, and us are probably are not. So if you can verify us, guys, on those platforms, that would be great. But to go back to what you were mentioning about Vash, I wholeheartedly agree with that one. I think I also mentioned this like way back that Vash plays a very methodical Sova. Again, not really the most explosive player, but you can see the experience as well as his mastery of this particular agent. Even if he doesn't get a kill, he'll still get a tag that results in his teammates finalizing those knockouts. So even in the end, you see the value of a master class at a Vash, as I think the people call it again, the Sovash, so to speak.
Sovash, man.
Yeah. Now, there's going to be a quick little force on that tactical timeout. GXR need to go back, kind of huddle themselves, figure out what's going on wrong here. But really, one of the problems right now is just the timings have been really favoring Bren. Like you saw, Eman was just cycling his weapons around just so that he can rotate faster. But then Wits is already on the case. So fast is the punishment of Bren. And when they come in, GXR gotta be ready.
Georgie up top too. Like they will be approaching mid to B, and now they have taken two as Georgie fights Jesse Vash unawares. Wits will try to make his kick, but it'll be traded off by Johan. Dispenser is going to be able to take out Carl. 3 versus 2 as Eman finds Dubstep. Eman finally catching up steam. They don't have the spike just yet as Dispenser will take advantage of that. Takes the one. And this is a 2 versus 1 situation that is not impossible for Dispenser, especially when Johan is quite so low. So many utilities being brought up. Actually, Dispenser will go for this, for the orb, as the spike will be planted as Georgie loses the balance. Dispenser giving enough orbs for a res, and they know it. Johan, though, spoils the party.
Spencer, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yep. That's a fumble. 100% a fumble. He knew that he still had an opponent, so I have no idea why he spent like 10 seconds trying to find somebody to revive. Okay, here's the thing. If you're a Sage, you probably had like that moment where you get a kill, you get the charge, and you have your ultimate up, right? And you're looking around your map and seeing like so many heads pop up, but they're not your teammates' heads, or they're not your teammates' holograms. The best way to go and see if it's true, if they're truly your teammates, look at the minimap. But it's a tense situation, so you still gotta forgive Dispenser on that. But that will be something that GXR will be picking up. Speaking of picking things up, Wits.
What?
Okay, he's alive. Doesn't even need to use the ultimate as he just vamooshes out of the site smoothly with the dismisses. Now looking into the corner, and it's the Witch Show, baby. Carl left with the Phantom. Close range at elbow, and he's gonna get spotted out already. One coming from front, behind, left, and right. It's all attack, all around, and GXR just got swatted away by Bren.
Oh man, if that looked very easy, as GXR tried to go for the L classic, no, the classic rush, but it wasn't really. Wits was far more ready as he gets down one, goes for dismiss. The leer for the cover, and then finds Georgie, who tries to take control of the second floor. I mean, when they were up against Zeal yesterday, they were also taking advantage of the dominance of the Jet on the second floors of Icebox. Unfortunately, Bren Esports are prepared for that, as Wits knew exactly what he's trying to do.
Immediately just backs off and tries to get some information outside on Orange. Dubstep making some dishes in kitchen, and his first victim is a la Georgie. Georgie a la mode. 4 versus 5. Vash peeking a little bit, trying to get extra info, as much containment as possible. And this is the Bren way. Oh man, who's going to be the better of this? Dubstep. He has a corner already. Vash is being thrown away from mid with the use of that pain shells, but Borkum and Dubstep, quick work. Ching does have the Marshall. It's another quick little challenge here. And Recon Dart is going to give away a position that somebody is already on the middle portion of the Icebox map. But as Johan is slowly creeping into the site, I don't really think he's going to be able to get something unless Ching does find a kill. Maybe if Wits repositions and tries to take out Belt, but Wits, he knows already. He's just waiting for it.
30 seconds left.
He knows. And he's going to get it. Only one left. That's Ching with a Marshall. And they are hunting. They're hounding him down. But Ching finds the headshot. 5 HP left. Will be able to heal himself up. Little can he do as the 7th point will be taken by Bren Esports after round 10. Now it's going to be another gun round. After that eco, GXR, we were talking about how important it is for them to just give us all of the strategies that they have on attacker side. But Bren Esports, historically the team with great defenders side here in the Philippines, winning almost always off of their marvelous defenses, proving to be the better team so far in the first half of Icebox.
Ooh, that's the boost. We should get eyes on Dubstep. Yeah, that's the boost that I first saw with, I think it's Team SMG from Singapore, done by Zesbio, I think. And a lot of the teams right now in Southeast Asia has used that. You basically put a wall on kitchen, on the tube on kitchen, yeah, and you get like a nice little boost that if you jiggle peek it left and right, you will still have cover. Really strong angle for up until the time that the wall obviously dissipates. Any case though, they're not going to find anybody there, but this gives a lot of information for Bren as to where GXR could actually be, as Dubstep finds nobody and there's a lot of noise in B main. They're just not going to try to go at this with little sound to whatever. They're just going to brute force their way, but Galaxy Racer, a team from far, far away, is getting shot down from far, far away.
Oh, Dispenser with the 3K to spray down. And like you said, so much information on Bren Esports. That gave confidence to Dubstep. Now, very nice weekend drone arrow, I think. Now Dispenser finds the 4th, give him the ace. 19 and more charges, but Eman is going to be able to take him down. As well as Jesse Vash. And honestly, this is not the end of the world for Eman. Even with 30 HP, he's going to be able to plant the spike. He's going to be the operator. Okay, Dubstep just frantically going for that one. And the shot of the Sheriff, they take him down. 7-3, make it 8-3. As Bren Esports in a comfortable spot for sure.
Balls of steel on Emma, and he could see the chunky bullets of the operator just whizzing past through the box, a default. And he held his whatever key for planting down that spike, and he plummeted it to the ground. Still, he's not going to be able to get that clutch. I think he was spotted forcing himself onto orange already by Dubstep. That's why you saw he went with a white swing rather than just a jiggle peek. That really is... Look at these shots coming in from Dispenser. Again, the far, far away shots, and they just line right back out, where I think they just charged through the one-way smoke of Borkum. That's, again, it's not just the one-way smoke that really messes them up. It's also the fact that that's a Viper one-way smoke. So if you're inside it, you're taking unnecessary damage, making Vandal hits from afar even more sinister.
Yeah. With this angle once again, well, this was held by Dubstep before. Now they have to back down as their locations will be revealed. Borkum makes it so. Oh, it goes out to Spirit and the Showstopper. Showstopper takes down Dispenser. Georgia already deep into A. Eman even deeper as Carl will be able to take out Jesse Bash with the Hunter's Fury. And all of a sudden, it's a 4 versus 2. In fact, it's a 5v2 as Eman will be revived by Ching. And for safety, they will pop the Viper Spit as well. They don't wanna give Dubstep any single thing as we are approaching even the round number 12 anyways. It's 8-4. Respectable lead for Bren Esports.
Switching sides.
Dubstep had to go above and beyond, but GXR just too surplus or too numerous for him to try to deal with. Emon, 15 kills on this raise. A lot of, I think about 50 or 60% or 40% of that is just because he's been just throwing out really banger utilities. That's why he's finding kills as well with the paint shells, which all in all add to at least GXR having that 4-8. Not the end of the world. It's not the downfall yet of GXR, but because of Emon, they have allowed themselves to stay afloat. 4-8 is better than 3-9 because you always have that difference of feeling the pressure of your opponent when they're up already in like 10 points or 10 rounds in. Anyways, back to the drawing board we go. Do start on the second pistol of the round. And Bren, they love to go about this kind of play. Let's see if Johan will be able to stop this. Looks like no, but Georgie does find a kill. Couple of trades here and there, and it's down to the 3 versus 2, but GXR have found their mark. Georgie's going to reposition around, and as Borkham plummets the spike onto the ground, maybe even he cannot. Oh, he still does. Left to Jesse Vash, only has a drone and a dream. And a classic, playing around the corner, wants to get the kill here and now. 5 bullets. He does get the shot, but he had to reload if he did not connect the shot onto Emon. So that will be a clutch for GXR. Too close for comfort, and Jesse Vash shows to us why he's one of the Sovas of the Philippines. Still going to be a win for GXR because of how quick they were able to succeed underneath the tube.
More than anything else, I think this is the Boracay Jet. It's a little bit of contest to that kind of play, right? Like kind of how to say this, accolade or I guess title, as Georgie is showing us how good he is with this jet. However, it still is Eman with the raise that really gives GXR. And now the Sova of the Philippines, the Boracay Jet, I want to see more of these titles come up, and slowly, like Eman is stepping up. I think Hot Sauce as well, the Cypher from SV Empire also showing up. We'd love to see in the professional scene like all these titles because of how well they're doing. But let's see how GXR will try to make their name against Bren Esports, as Georgie already finds Borkham. Eman finds Jesse Vash as well. The duelists of GXR just making paper for GXR for now. And it's going to be 3 versus 4. Wits pops the leer, finds Eman, but Eman is going to be able to evade. Brits have to reload. They will have to swing wide. And we will still take down Eman, even after having to reload. And now, it's Dubstep with a Bulldog. Takes down Georgie. Johan, can he be good with this? It's going to be difficult, although Dubstep and Wits, they are quite low. Johan does have one snake bite. Oh, sorry, it was a... yeah, they have one more snake bite, but can't do it. Wits finds him in the 3rd kill for Wits. Is there any other, like, titles that we know, Asarai? That we don't know? I mean, that I don't know. Yeah, the Boracay Jet, the...
Filipino, Sova, Sovash. I can't remember. I'll mention it when I can.
Yeah. How about chat? How about chat? You guys from chat, why don't you...
After 4 minutes, we'll have our answer.
Yeah.
Anyways, just wanted to point out as well that last play, really good from Bren because they knew they were already low. So what they did was slowly but surely, they went and tried to group up as 2 so that they have more bullets to throw in the direction of Johan. Now Borkham just rushing right in, and Dispenser, no fear on this man, has his hands waving in front of him, having the wall thrown out. There's going to be Georgie. They've already butt spotted him, and he is just whiffing a lot of the blades. 3 left in the chamber. He needs to find a couple of headshots, or else it's going to be all over, playa. And that is going to be 5-10. Bren with a force buy the last round, an aggressive take this round, and they jettisoned themselves, into the double digits.
10-5. This is, well, intruder alert, I would say, for GXR. They need to be alerted. How good is this? I fairly remember seeing like double bulldogs from Bren Esports. Did you like that? Did you like the bulldog? A lot of yeah.
It's a good weapon. Cheaper than the Vandal or the Phantom, but does have the potency, especially if you know how to use the ADS tree tap burst.
Yeah.
But I'm not the biggest fan of it. It can work though. it can work, but
Yeah.
nothing compares to like a Phantom or a Vandal.
For sure. When Force Eco, some people are arguing, don't go Spectre, don't go Judge, go Bulldog in a half armor, but it might be too expensive, you know, but Bren Sports, they're making it work, especially on anti-eco rounds. That's what I feel like, as Georgie finds Dumpster from a very tight angle, will also be able to just run away to safety. Bren Esports, however, they're trying to make control. They're going to be thrown out as Georgie fights another one. That's Jesse Vash going down for the count. Wits with another Leer. Will not find anyone. No enemies blinded for now. But still finds Ching. And he will be able to just heal up for a bit. Not super duper overheal at this point. He knows where Eman is. And he's going to contest. He's going to wait for the proper timing. Eman finds the better timing, although as he fights the head of Wits with the Phantom, that's a one shot from short distance. Borkum will be healed up. It still is 2v1 as Eman bites the dust car though with the perfect timing to catch the Sage just mid-animation and puts them in a much more comfortable round. Borkum with this Bulldog and has got the spike, but he needs to find one member of GXR first. Carl will not make it happen as he finds the better shot. Wits and the gang.
The timing at just where the Spencer is waving his hands, hula hoop style. Oh man, I think he's just waiting for a luau or something. You know what? Everybody wants to go to the beach right now. Get themselves some nice tilapia, you know, bangus, and just do ihaw, bro.
Yeah,
but it's still a bit too early, the Spencer. But I mean, you get it, right? There is gonna be a lot of that. Speaking of a lot of that, Nate's come in, showstopper to boot, and what a showman! The greatest Eman, able to find a pick. What the ultimate, and even finds the Spencer, the man who should be able to revive his teammate if ever he gets the resurrect up.
I agree. I approve of it. That's a 9 out of 10 for me.
Thank you.
Man. Emma and the show. Emma and the showman. Love it. Okay, but a showstopper, which is weird because they tried to go for a boost. I thought that the wall will be able to just be an awkward spot for Emma to land that, but still is gonna be able to find one. And I think he also tagged Wits down to 31 HP. So value out of that showstopper, even if it's just one frag, it still is very good because he also bought a lot of time. Look at GXR, look at Bren Sports with just 45 seconds left. GXR far more prepared. Jing is going to deny the Recon Dart, and the Toxic Screen is going to be up.
Now,
30
it
seconds
has
left.
slowed the pace down for Bren. Georgie, this is a one and done if he's not able to reposition. Does get a quick kill onto Wits.
Wow.
Flies up into the air, and who's going to get the kill through the smoke here? It looks like nobody.
Enemy remaining.
It's only left into the hands of Vash, who is way too far to do really anything. Gonna get spotted out in Boiler and gets boiled himself. Jing spots him. Headshot, 7 to 10. And they've all but kind of stopped the bleeding here. Bren is stuck at that double-digit 10 mark. But still, 3 rounds. A lot can happen within that time. GXR, though, slowly but surely creeping back up. Eman has already broken 20 kills in this game, and it's all about how aggressive and smooth he plays. Whether he needs to be offensive, back away first, get a kill. Eman has the beat, the rhythm set to his motion.
Rhythm is very important for, I would say, 2 of the most important duelists, like your Jet as well as the Jet as well as the Raze. So dependent on rhythm, on how you're going to be able to just frag out and just find the paint shells, find your boom bots, find the satchel movements as well as a Jet. Now Dubstep, let's see if he is going to be in rhythm. And so far, Jesse Vash, oh no, that's the first time we did not see him kill anyone. But, well, still is a 50-50, so
Yeah.
1 out of 2 so far.
It was more of a punish ultimate than
I see.
Bren able to push in ultimate.
Yeah.
So There wasn't really any pressure that was coming out from Bren there. So even if members of GXR were scrambling to dodge the Hunter's Fury, there was no dubstep or wits already at the back of sight. It was all them, I think, just scrambling to get out from both the ultimates of the Sovas. But still, people are tagged. When dust settles, it's still the rest of Bren that have taken the damage here. Although, since they do have the Viper Spit, this could actually work because there's still the setup for Borkum. He can go for that post plant if he does want to. And I do like this because they're going to be on a weaker buy, but because of the Viper Spit, maybe it can help him out. Georgie backs away, gets refragged immediately. Chang on the top of the site. He hasn't really gotten anything just yet, but he's getting himself, bringing everything to pieces, but Borkum flicks, and he just is so slick. Oh, he's going to swing into this one, but swing and a miss, and that is going to be Bren 11. 2 more rounds in before the end the first game.
My God, what an eco coming out from Bren Esports. And just like you mentioned it, it's Jesse Vash popping the Hunter's Fury just for them to maybe get into position, but not offensively, more like defensively, and then wait for the proper timing once again. It also kind of messed with the head of GXR. They had to like pull back some of their members, distribute them all throughout sites A and B, and then Borkum, obviously with a Viper Spit, and then picks up this Vandal. Don't want to give it to him, and the timing in and out of the Viper Spit is just so immaculate as he finds 3 before going down, paving the way for Bren Esports to pick up more weaponry, more creds on their side, and now it's a full gun round as they want to go to match point. GXR though, Carl was amazing with the Recon Bolt earlier on, but it wasn't enough for their squad. Now, when they're gonna be scrambling, they have to be patient. They have to wait for their teammates for now, as Bren Esports have already infiltrated the A site. So far, they have prepared their post plants incredibly well. Georgie is going to be traded off as Wits was prepared for this, and Wits finds a second, has to reload. Also go for the Devour. And already 3 versus 4. Jesse Vash as well as Borkum, they're far more prepared for this. The lineups are there. So it's going to be really difficult now for GXR to find this. And I'm pretty sure that they're going to be thinking so much. They have found Wits though. It's going to be a defuse, but Jay finds his Spencer. Borkum on the side, caught up to the top. And he completely stopped Bren Esports defense. The timing and the guts and the mind to actually go to the second floor and just... Because I'm pretty sure that if Bren Esports are prepared for the lineups, they're going to be looking above. They're not going to be guns out or whatnot. And Carl just saw through it.
Having so Ching not have the wall anymore on that specific round as well really had to force GXR to be creative, aggressive, and quick all at the same time. And I think you mentioned it perfectly that Carl, as he pushed up onto pipes, by the way, he just was able to catch them all off guard because, yeah, I definitely agree. I think members of Bren there were focusing too much on the post plan as well as the singular eye-level look towards the spike coming in from A main, but they didn't really respect that the zip line could be used to utter effect. And a lot of players right now, when they try to go for those clutch plays, really love to utilize that zip line because it's just so quick. It allows you to be here and there in a quick span of time, and the mobility and, of course, the verticality of it. As people might say, I do have the high ground, but which high ground is the best high ground? It's the zip line.
No, the Bren Esports, they were so busy. The GXR took advantage of it. There was one, Ching had to defuse, and the timing that they defused and Carl pushed in was perfect because Bren Esports would have to react with their lineups. And like I said, the eye level, Jesse Vash, they had to choose, and they cannot. I mean, GXR really played that perfectly. And Bren Esports, they still are at 11 points. So far, they have found one. Wits with a better trigger. Finds Johan, goes for the Leer. They will be planting as well. Spike has been planted. Ching is going to be the kitchen guy.
This slow, after you get a peek, then explode play for Bren has really caught GXR unawares. Dubstep is going to be on top of the case here. Spotted by Carl, taken down. And GXR are starting to have the numbers advantage. Time is still ticking. They still haven't taken down Borkum, who does have a lot of the post plant for this particular scenario. But the Spencer, we gotta have a POV later for this man because he's getting kills with just the frenzy. He's picked up a weapon. Vash joins him in. Emon charges right through, and it's the 1 versus 1. The wide swing, that's not gonna be anything. But is this spike going to be enough? Emon's just gonna have to stake it, but I don't think he's gonna have enough time. And we are jettisoned into 8-12. One more round before Bren take it all. GXR had kept it extremely close with the help of Emon, Georgie, and Carl. At the end of the day, though, it still seems like Bren are able to just wiggle their way to victory. If you can see the spreads of the kills, the bottom fraggers for both teams, there is still a significant amount of advantage that both Jesse Vash and Borkum have over Johan and Ching. Waiting on that replay if we can get that for Dispenser, because again, he got 2 kills with a frenzy.
Oh man, Dispenser, I would say the real like showstopper. He doesn't have the ultimate of the Raze, but did entirely just, you know, by himself became a big problem for Bren Esports. Look at this, Johan goes to and pops the ultimate once again. They will be able to take out Carlos. Wits from long distance. That is already incredibly bad for GXR. Look at them pushing. Look at them scrambling for this. Jesse Vash finds another one. Georgie to be taken out, and Dubstep finds the Viper. No more Viper spit. And only 2 left. 1 HP for Eman. Will have to satchel out just to be safe. And with the Sheriff, I don't think that he can do so much with this, especially with 30 HP. Looking for Ching. And look at the Bren Esports side. They're out for B. It's gonna be... Oh man. This is gonna be difficult. I hope that Vash gets a kill so that he gets another ult charge, or maybe get a plant so that... Alright, they are gonna give him the plant. Hunter's Fury as Borkum finds Ching. 30 HP on Eman. Are they gonna... Oh man, I knew it! I knew that was the play, but Dubstep finds him first.
Didn't really need to use the Hunter's Fury there in the end. The play for GXR for that last round was obvious. They didn't have the weapons. They didn't have the firepower. Needed to delay the inevitable longer, so what, or at least push this to another round. So what they did was to just try to catch the rest of Bren off guard. The big problem for that is Bren seems to just be stacking with themselves by themselves, and if ever you try to sneak your way past B main, spot out a few, if you're not able to get those quick taps with the Sheriff and back away and then just reposition with the rest of your team, Bren will constrict you from that rotation, which you saw. But Georgie was trapped trying to use the smokes to get out of harm's way, but Jesse Vash knew exactly where he was, pinned him down with the shock dart, and everything else started to crumble because I think they wanted to just get as many kills as possible, deny the momentum from bleeding any more further towards the side of Bren, but in the end, it still was not enough. There was a lot of rounds that kept it close, but these are rounds where Eman and Georgie really found their mark, and without them, I think we would have seen a very low set of points low set of rounds for GXR. Still, Bren, Wits has been phenomenal in this Wolf. Again, pointed out how he just slowly bleeds into a site and finds a mark, kills that mark, refreshes himself with a heal, which is always what Reyna is supposed to do, and he does it multiple times in multiple rounds as well.
Yeah, if there was like a stat line for like the first bloods in each round, I would believe that Wits will be topping that for sure. And how much he was able to just enter sites with the Bren on the attacking side because of Wits finding the mark, just like you said. And even in defense, Wits, we saw many times how he was able to open up the round with headshots, the Vandal, and that gave Bren so much, even from the defending side, where they were able to get, what, 8-4? And GXR, although their headshot percentage was there, their aim is there. You can see it you can see it. But unfortunately, Georgie had so many like highlight moments, but at the same time, so many it's like hit or miss from him. I don't want to say that there were a lot of like misses on Georgie, but I think it was evident. So many times the camera was pointed at him and he misses the shots. But Wits, on the other hand, is looking for the right moments. Even Dubstep was phenomenal in this particular game. More than anything else, I think this Spencer also stepped up. Yeah.
I gotta point out as well, Wits, with how he just gets the frags with the Reyna, he moves so smoothly and well.
Yeah.
And this has been such a big thing for, again, just being able to traverse around the map here. So good. He gets a frag, and if he feels like he needs to move away, he immediately knows with just a flick of your hand that he needs to do that. And that's why I think Wits right now has shown to us what peak Reyna is, at least for the Philippines. Borkham, on the other hand, the rest of the the members of Bren just showed to us as well what they can bring to the table just in case they need to go for these clutches, and we've seen that time and time again. On the other hand, for GXR, a couple of really fantastic plays from Eman as well as Carl, but it still was a bit too shy of a possible game number 1 win. And now here comes the question. This map, I feel like, is the best bet for GXR to get themselves that momentum. I feel like Icebox is the best bet that they have against Bren. Can they do something when we go into the next map, which is going to be which is going to be Haven, which is arguably Bren's best map?
Whew. Bren, I believe, lost from in Haven. There were times that they lose to Haven, but I think that it is true. You're right. There's so much history between Bren and Haven. Maybe in the previous games that we saw them, previous series, maybe they were a little bit struggling, or maybe the other team is just prepared against them in Haven. But you're right. That was the best bet, and they lost that. And unfortunately, they're not looking good in this series anymore.
Yeah, anyways, we're going to go for a quick break. When we come back, game number 2, we'll see if this best of 5 is going to have a 1-1 or a 2-0 with Bren at the helm. Don't go anywhere. This grand finals will be right back.
That make my mind scared, hold me hostage and they don't fight fair. Who gon' pray for me and wipe on my tears? Who gon' save me if you not right here? Move this darkness and make my sight clear. Take me your way cause I don't like here. Ghost of my past, they feeling the night air. Wake me up, I'm trapped in my nightmares. Wake me up, I'm trapped in my nightmares. Drowning, I'm off the deep end. Apparitions of all my demons. All my thoughts are committing treason. All alone, who gon' hear me screaming? Manifestations of my fears. Regrets that stretched out for light years. Can almost touch the light, homie, it's right there. Body free but trapped in my nightmares. Wake me up, don't let me drown. All the lights are fading now. All my life is fading now. All my life is fading now. Wake me up, don't let me drown. All my life is fading now. All my life is fading now. Body free but trapped in my nightmares. Wake me up, I'm trapped in my nightmares.
We had a quick breather, but that was a long game. Ended at 8-13. GXR had all the right tools, but they just fell short to what Bren had to offer. Whether it's Dispenser or Wits at the helm of these clutch rounds, Bren still got themselves that first one. We're back at it, guys, for the grand finals. My name is Asteroid, of course. Joining with me now is Wolf. My dude, what do you think about that first game?
Oh man, GXR, like you said, had the tools to win over Bren Sports in map number 1. We saw them perform so well in Icebox before, and unfortunately, we weren't able to see that in the previous round. It's more about Bren Sports just taking advantage of how good they are on defender side, and it's not like Icebox is not a game and not a map. I mean that they don't know of. In fact, they have been winning with Icebox from before. Most importantly, they read through what GXR was trying to do, and maybe GXR have revealed so much when they were going up against SV Empire. I mean,
Yeah.
from before, they have revealed their strategies in Icebox, specifically on attack. 'Cause, Georgie was also phenomenal with it, but the fact that we saw GXR before on Icebox might have revealed so much that Bren Sports have already adjusted through, and you saw that in their defender side was 8-4 at the first half, and those 8 rounds that Bren Sports were able to win were almost always dominant on their side.
Yeah, it really did show to us that there's a lot of openings for Bren, but not really things that GXR can time and time again take advantage of. Now, what you can take advantage of, guys, is of course this QR code that is in partnership with Esports Fight Club. So all you got to do, guys, is scan and get a chance to win Valorant points. It's that easy. Some of the phones that we do have right now, you turn on the default camera and there's like that like a box icon on the top right. We click that, it's a Google Lens, which allows you to get the QR code. Very easy, very straightforward, and you can get a chance to get yourself some nice little Valorant points, which you can use to buy the new Ruination skin set, which is, I would say, pretty good, but it's deceivingly big for what it is. And by that I mean the sword, if you try to stab it from far range,
Yeah. It doesn't extend your melee range, unfortunately.
exactly.
There's no mechanic yet like that for Valorant. Would you buy a melee and don a melee that kind of increases your melee range in Valorant? Maybe
Dude, if it can,
yeah.
I will. That's OP, dude.
Yeah, that's so.
Imagine
But there should be like a trade-off. Like it should be like slower, or like the radius is a little bit narrower, but it does extend the range.
But here's the thing, though. As long as you're never gonna use that to stab somebody in the front. It's always
That's
gonna
right.
be backstab. So
That's right. You're right. So it still is OP.
That's still pretty OP.
Yeah. Might be OP in what was that game called? Escalation, perhaps.
Oh yeah, because when you have your melee out, you run out faster too. So everybody beware. Honestly, again, I'm just waiting for my balasong, the butterfly knife, so I can
Balasong.
balasong.
All right.
Broken song, song.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yes.
I'm waiting for that just because I want to get the cool inspects. I swear, I hope to whichever's high above, that whatever Riot does with a butterfly knife, the inspect is just as good or even better than CSGO's, because there's so much animation that CSGO has for the knife.
I think eventually they'll increase like the animation. Like the inspects might not be just like one inspect. Like sometimes it's gonna be like how it is with the glitch pop knife, right? It changes in color. What would be cool is that if you inspect like one after the other, there will be differences when it comes to the animation of the inspect. That'll be pretty cool. But
Dude,
enough of inspects as we inspect game number 2. And Haven is the map to go. Bren Esports picked this up. GXR, after losing their map pick, it's gonna be incredibly difficult to deal with Bren Esports. But we saw them thrive in Haven before, and we also saw Bren Esports not thrive in Haven before too. So we don't know what might happen, although this Spencer is ready for that Georgie push.
Inside the smoke. Okay, quick little exit out from the Cypher here, and Bren just holding themselves as they use the Sova drone to scan in on mid. There's gonna be Ching compressed here underneath the stairs on window. He's the one to remain, and Jesse Vash just zeroes into his cranium. And that's going to be a Bren victory. That smoke from GXR, very telling that there's going to be a lot of mid control. And Bren's answer, take it slow, just hover around the smokes here. And once we do, Sova drone and see how many are just playing that sneaky angle. And they found like 3 outliers from GXR, so it's pretty straightforward for Bren there.
Yeah, admirable, but I would say the timing wasn't on their side when they went for the mid control. I mean, teams, especially on the defender side, on pistol rounds, do want to take care of the mid more than anything else. But the fact of the matter is, Dispenser was able to find Georgie, and that spelled the doom already for GXR. It's like that they have committed to something already, and that they can no longer go back. Unfortunately, Bren Esports were much better when it comes to their patience play, especially with Dispenser reading through that. Now this means that Bren Esports will be up 1. Spectre's appease for the members of Bren Esports. Their approach is to kind of divide for now, and it's gonna be see that they will be infiltrating as no one is there from GXR.
GXR wanted to put at least the 5 members that they have in close proximity with each other to allow for better tight control as well as crossfires if at all possible. Unfortunately, C, it's the stomping grounds of Bren. Bren really love to go for C when they don't know where their opponents are if they do peek out. Georgie's gonna whip a lot of the shots, and Borkum's down to 2, but he's still alive. He's just gonna paranoia himself out. This could actually be just a quick little flawless. He's gonna hold the angle for the moment. Vash is gonna be coming in around the corner, and well, we are just gonna be seeing a quick little win on the rounds here. Carl, last to remain, and overlays is a bit too quick for this one, guys. Wits has already blinded 1. Jesse Bash coming in from mid. Last man standing is Carl, who is just situated underneath mid there. And Spencer finds him. That's going to be a clean enough round for Bren, as again, they really love to go for that C push.
Oh, definitely. And what they did was to just bide their time. They put some utilities onto A, made some noises from B, but also confirmed the fact that they were there. So GXR had to scramble. Since they are on eco, they have to like be they kind of are forced to put so many of their bodies in one site. And unfortunately, the choice was A, where Bren Esports didn't even bother to commit to that one. And now it's going to be A. Just like in the, this is a big mix-up from Bren Esports, as the Recon and the Bolt will be there. Dispenser charging through. The Killjoy is the first one to enter the site, and he will actually find Carl as well as Georgie in there. Dubstep will be working onto Georgie. Carl is going to be in the middle of it all as Wits and the gang, they have taken out more. Dubstep finds Johan, and only 1 left. Ching. This is a gun round for them, and the pistol that Bren Esports won in this first half will eventually give them their third. As Dubstep finds Emma, and Ching, the last man standing, finds 1. Also picks up a Vandal. Still is winnable. Does have 1 blind. Regrowth, which will definitely not help him. Yeah. There's Ching. He's going to be working towards defender spawn.
This is going to be a 3 versus 1. That was so bloody as well as chaotic, but Bren got through that. There was 2 left on A long, and the timing on Witz's flash, yeah, just perfect. He just has the brains to know what's up with that. Ching is gonna have to be forced to either check so many corners or deal with the flash once again, which he's probably not gonna do. He's tucking tail and running back onto Heaven just because, like you said, it's a buy round, and them losing all of their Vandals or their rifles, not really the best. Best course of action right now would be just to save the weapon, but Ching, if he peeks out here, he's dead. He does not, though. And we're back to square 1 for GXR. Their economy battered, broken, and reset.
Some shambles for now, and sometimes when you win a pistol round and you take care of the gun round, the third round after the bonus, it just means that you'll get easily 4 points. And attacker side for Bren Esports on Haven, then they also have a 4-point lead over GXR. Whew. That's something that really is scary. Testament to why their map pick is Haven. They're so good at this. And more than anything else, this is Jesse Vash's playground. It's how well he is doing with Haven. I have seen so many videos, man, of Jesse Vash just explaining all the lineups, explaining all you need to do as a Sova in Haven. Ooh, great start as Wits finds Johan actually in defense. Here comes a guiding light for Wits, actually finds one. That means that they will really definitely infiltrate this. Ching is going to be able to find one. Wits finds Evan first, but Dispenser is able to find out Ching. Ching traded off Georgie and Carl, the only ones left for GXR. Going to be prepping up for this retake. Also has got, doesn't have any more of those bolts. And actually, Georgie taken down by Dubstep. Carl just lurking through, has to die here with a Spectre. At least if he's able to find one more, this could be good for them. But already, Dispenser is waiting. Dispenser knows that he's so tempted to take that Vandal. And Dubstep and the gang, they take him down. 4 points for Bren.
You see what kind of separates Bren from other teams is when they actually have the numbers. Look at where Bren, all of the Bren members in that post battle was just looking. Every single really tight angle that you would ever think about is covered by those 4 members. Like, there's no part in Carl sneaking into a site that Bren will not know. And Bren's not actively looking. They're just holding angles so that they can see him pop up on that minimap or just right in front of their POVs. Speaking of popping up, there's a quick little dash in by, Georgie gets traded off for Dubstep. So it's a jet for a jet. Use on the ultimate by Ching now just to get even more information as Vash tries to clear everything. Spots out one into the corner, and they're going to charge at this, but the paranoia keeps them a little bit awkward and safe. Carl has to peek out, does get a takedown though. It's now left into the hands of Ching for this A site. Not yet the end of the world, as Wits activates the Seekers. These Jellyfish going to be clearing out the rest, but all this noise being made on A has allowed the rest of Bren to actually rotate and go for another site. No, they double back.
Yeah. It's a fake retreat, so it seems. And GXR, they were kind of convinced that Bren Esports will fully rotate. In fact, they are rotating themselves out of A, and Bren Esports just sneaked right through. Ching will be the one to play Heaven from now, but he might be far too late. The spike already being planted. He's ready for the hit now. Killjoy will activate it, and in comes the attack from Bren Esports. GXR did not expect this at all. Wits is gonna be able to find out Johan, and then another guiding light gonna be popped up. From attacker spawn, from defender spawn, there is one. But Jesse Vash makes it so that it will be easier for Bren Esports to take the 5th round. My goodness. They got duped.
Yeah, they were expecting. I think what would happen there, especially if you're in high tense, high level Valorant, is the amount of seconds gives a telltale sign if they're going to rotate or not.
That's right.
If they're not making noise already for 10 seconds, they could still come back to A. But if they're not making noise in 20 seconds, they might already be at the other side. Bren uses this and just comes back onto A. GXR second guessing themselves. Yeah, let's say Ching was on Heaven, but that was not a position where he could really make anything happen because Bren slowly crept up on the site. Slowly but surely, they were baiting on the fact that GXR would have to deem that B and C were still exposed and have to spread themselves thin so that they can at least either defend or get that information where Bren is going to be pushing. It worked out so well because Bren did not rush into the site, which didn't alert Ching, which did not alert the rest of GXR's members. And that's why you're seeing the face of Jesse Vash's. Wow, you can really see the pores of Sova there. But basically that. It's all in the numbers. It's all in the feeling. And Bren has just got it locked and loaded. This is so smart coming in from the best team from the Philippines.
My God. One of the strats that I normally force my teammates to do, I call it the fake back strategy. It's memey and everything, but I guess in professional matches it works. I would say it doesn't work in competitive public matches.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Because again,
here it works.
since it's like structured play,
Yeah.
you can full teams because they're so coordinated, and because they're so coordinated, sometimes they think as one, they rotate
Yeah.
as one,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
Georgie though,
Ooh.
this is a distance where it's a one-hit headshot for the
Yeah,
sorry,
for
Sheriff.
Sheriff.
So
Georgie Dispenser, are you impatient enough? No! He knows! He knows. And also the amount of swing he did. It wasn't like just one press of the D. It's even more than that. It's a hole into D, and maybe that's what caught Georgie off. Dispenser with a wide swing and a fast on the trigger in the pre-fire. Might not even be a pre-fire, but you know what I'm talking about. That meant the world for Bren Esports, as they might be go up 6-0. But
Good shot.
Carl, good shot indeed. Can find more, but Wits already for business.
Enemy remaining.
Also finds another one. Gets the third kill. Easy round for Bren Esports, especially after GXR already lost their jet.
I've got to point this out. Paranoia on graffiti, or a paranoia from short or paranoia from long, which hits either graffiti or the right side as you're coming out from A long. Not really the best angles, because typically when you're already pushing in as attackers, the defenders are going to be close enough that the paranoia's how do you call this, distance minimizing debuff is pretty much negated. But when you use your paranoia at the back of the site, you can see Carl just not knowing when the attackers are going to be coming, because his sound is dampened, his vision is hampered, and it just works so well. So I really like these just little bits of changes with the utility usage. But you know what? Valorant is a shooting game at its core, and you're seeing a lot of trades go into the favor of Bren here. Carl still stepping up to the plate. Does get dropped by Borkum. Johan coming in from the side, but he's just way too far from this. In order to get the call, just go straight for A. But no, Johan though, this is gonna be so perfect for Dispenser. The lurker,
God.
and he spots it.
He spots it. Oh, but
He spots the dress of
yeah.
Cypher
robe.
there, and Bren immediately knew where the last man was.
My God. Whew. Believe that this is where you have to rethink things through. Nevertheless, it's 7-0 for Bren Esports. Talking about Haven, controlling Haven, talking about mastering Haven, and this is beyond that. Look at this. 7 straight ones. And it kind of feels like every round is just so dominant for Bren Esports. There wasn't any round that they had to clutch. It was always just them just outclassing GXR almost any points. Even that kind of fake play that they did with A, they still had the advantage from then on. And even the gun rounds, it looks very easy for Bren Esports to take care of Haven. Now, it's like it's going to be a C plant. Although there is a little bit of defense. I think it was the Omen. I think it's Eman prepared for that.
Right here.
Gotta be dark cover. But
Take flight.
they are gonna commit the drone now, a minute in. Might signal GXR to port their members. Or from backside. That is where Eman is. In comes the ultimate from the shadows. They actually passed through Eman. Eman might be in a perfect spot for this, to catch someone unawares. But I think it's Dubstep knowing where he is. Dubstep is under the smoke. Now onto garage control. Dubstep finally finds Carl. Eman is still deep into C. This might be good actually.
That's not Eminem, that's Borkum.
Oh, that was Borkum. Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Eman is gonna be okay. So it was Borkum who actually went in for the flank earlier on.
Yeah,
Sorry about that. That was so weird to me. It was so weird to me.
all good, man. Probably what happened there was you saw Eman, who was underneath platform, shrouded step and trying to rotate back on their spawn, and then simultaneously Borkum was the one who whipped out and used his from the shadows to get into the tiny little corner of C so that he can see what is if there's any opponents as to the back of the site. So it's a really default play from Bren. but I do understand why. Eman, though, with the weapon that he does have, even if he was technically able to sneak his way with a Marshall, that's not really the weapon that you'd want to be in that scenario, especially when you have to you just have to be able to punish multiple opponents in a really short span of time. You probably would want a Spectre, Phantom, or a Vandal in that regard. But even then, you do see how enabled Bren are. You'd think that somebody would be at the back of the site, but they're so diligent in just being able to clear that. And again, somebody could miss it. But Bren just does not miss a thing. Does not miss a beat.
And not even that. Look at Jesse Vash just popping the drone like way more elevated so that those Eman plays would not happen. Just like what happened earlier on. Good housekeeping coming up from Bren and dubstep. Going there, Jesse Vash. I believe it was Jesse Vash who popped the ultimate as Georgie goes down from dubstep. It was a nice initiation execute once again from Bren Esports. They find Carl. And this is incredibly bad for GXR. 2v5. Johan sneaks his way in, but Borkum is there. Dubstep finds Eman as well. And Cheng. Oh my goodness, GXR. Not even beyond 50 damage over Bren Esports in the entirety of the gun round. 9 points to Bren, and Bren might have broken GXR already, Azurai.
And one of the reasons why that seems to be a very true statement, Wolf, is you see the setup of GXR. It's becoming more and more default as the rounds progresses. You can see that they are very strained right now, and they haven't figured out how to deal with Bren. One of the things that I think GXR are forcing themselves to play in is, again, Haven is a very weird map. If you're coming from CS, it's 3 sites compared to the usual 2s that we are very much known for. Of course, these players have been playing since like the beta days of Valo, right? But you can see that they're struggling to try to take as much control in all the 3 sites as possible because they don't want Bren to get that much map control. What this does, though, is Bren can just charge into a site that only has like 1 defender and play the post plant as much as they would want. Georgia was not spotted. First from the dog, or from the Tasmanian Tiger. Second by that Sova drone, but Bash was just out in the open. Too easy to be punished for that. Still not really the end of the world because they know that GXR is going to be on a weaker buy. And as they lose Vash, look at that control that they had on A main, just so that they can cycle the weapons outside so nobody can pick it up if ever GXR, or rather Bren, decides to leave the A main spot. They're holding this because they don't want GXR to get any form of weaponries whatsoever. And they're still comfortable with the 4 versus 5. George is going to be playing around this corner here. Ooh. But the closer they go, the more deadly the Spectre becomes. But Dubstep really wants to get this challenge. He does get it, but Georgie finds the value with the 2 kills. Although, no. Do they know? Do they know that he's going to be Borkum? Is going to be doing the Borkum time? 3 kills out of nowhere. The lurks, the flanks. The god himself, Borkum. My freaking goodness. And Carl is going to be coming in from sewer. But you know what gets done in the sewer? He gets flushed, and he just gets flushed out of there. 10 straight rounds for Bren.
Most brutal performance ever in Borkum. You mentioned about this, the Borkum time. Even Eman is unaware. The rest of GXR just destroyed. They were so focused on the fact that Georgie was holding the site. Holding sewers. In fact, Georgie was phenomenal. He got 2 before being traded off with a Spectre, so there's so much value out of that. But GXR, they were so focused on that idea that we're facing that part, and they also parked many of their members onto A, and they weren't ready for the A-Link lurk coming out from Borkum himself, the Omen of Haven. Dispenser is going for B control for now. Georgie is waiting on the wings. It's going to be just peeking through. Again, Dispenser and Georgie. It has been a mid-battle for the longest time in Haven. And so far, the 2 times that we saw them battle it out and duke it out, it still is Dispenser with a faster trigger, the wider swing, but the better mindset went up against Georgie. Oh, look at this. Johan had to be healed up with the regrowth. A little bit of C control now for Bren Esports. But look at Dispenser and Georgie. They're still holding it. Who will win this? So far, it's 2 out of 2 for Dispenser. And already Dubstep popping the Blade Storm.
It is what it is once again.
30
Georgie,
seconds
though,
left.
they've finally put Johan in a slower pace, having Emon right beside him, and this is gonna give them a lot of chances, although Emon a bit too antsy to just peek out and catch members of Bren off, but the problem is, it's the Bren shooting gallery. On top of the side, that is going to be, of course, Dubstep coming in.
10
They overwhelm with the
seconds
numbers,
One
but
enemy.
Carl just about to
Oh,
go
good.
hit the perfect lurk of his life, and that is going to be a Panda Pro
Last round
clutch,
in the half.
using his teammates as bait as they waste the time of Bren, and he just comes out from the back swinging. Losing Dispenser might have deactivated the utilities that he had to
Yeah.
counter the lurk of Carl, so that just means that he had full reign to go in and control himself, control his composure, go for that that trigger discipline, and then just
caution
shoot
here.
as he spotted out the last two.
Headshot onto Jesse Vash and then followed up with another kill. What you said is right. Dispenser losing the battle against Georgie. They activated all the utilities. It is effectively 2-1. Georgie having to settle now with the Guardian. But does have the Blade Storm, so it's really not that big. Massive. Dubstep, however, dons this operator. And it's Wits with the Seekers out. So, with all due fairness, even when GXR just trailing behind 10-1, I still believe that this round number 12 is equal when it comes to firepower. Might even be slightly lean towards GXR with all of the Hunter's Fury, the Neural Theft, as well as the Blade Storm that they have in full. So that means that it's not going to be impossible for GXR to kind of recover and get their second point in Haven.
I'm just going to point this out, Wolf, immediately. The speed at which Bren rotates on Haven is fast as well
I've got
as
30 seconds left.
efficient. Like, you can be fast but inefficient, but this Bren one is fast and efficient. Like, look at how the minimap just moves in the favor of Bren here. Carl, though, as he's hearing a lot of the utilities being thrown out by Bren, smartly uses his ultimate to delay them even further. It's 15 seconds on the clock. Spike is set to get planted down, and this is where they can
Oh my
really
God.
find their mark. Spencer just waiting on
Oh
his
my
teammates
God.
for now. Will get a kill onto the lurk. The spike will get planted, and it's all left to Dispenser to clutch us out, but you know that this man can make that happen. Down to 17 bullets. He spots it out, denies it, and he is just swimming inside, but the barrel spotted by Ching, and this ends the first half 10-2. Still a really good round for GXR, spearheaded by that ultimate from
Switching
Carl,
sides.
really slowing down the pace for Bren even more, because Bren, even though I did say that they were efficient, they were fast, they kind of prolonged their stay and went until the timer was forcing them to push into the site.
Yeah. GXR, we did say that they had the better firepower, or slightly better firepower, because of the Blade Storm, because of the Neural Theft, as well as the Hunter's Fury. And we saw that played perfectly well by GXR, and they get their second point. I want to say, I want your comments on this, because it kind of feels like Dispenser is doing like the veteran, the veteran thing, veteran bullying against Georgie, the star player of GXR, the young gun from GXR, because he's always keeping
Scanning
tabs
ahead.
of where Georgie
Found him.
is, and you know, you feel that way, like
Dark.
you evidently just target like one specific player from the other side, and then just keep on like fragging him, like outsmarting him. Like I said, veteran bullying, and it kind of affected Georgie's momentum heading into Haven. He's only 5-12 after 12 rounds.
He could be just a player that might get flustered and really loves to play with that momentum. Makes a lot of sense. Speaking of which, there is going to be a Georgia, I believe, on top of the site. Dose of their own medicine. GXR rushes in for the C site here, as they do get a kill onto Borkum. This does get traded for Ching, but this is perfect now for the rest of GXR. They do plant that spike down on default, but what this does is that they're going to be forced to play a more inside the site style here. Dubstep swapping around these weapons. Emon as the rest will be going for the trades. Wit spots out one first, and he's baited out the shots. Now he's gotten the one, but he's left to his own on spawn. But Dispenser is coming in for the white swing. He's just about to hit this, but that spike is already coming in. He's making his footsteps known, and this should go into the hands of GXR. Is it going to be expensive, though? Could be. George's last to remain. He's going to die to the blast. Not going to happen. But still, that's a 4 to 5 exchange in terms of the rounds. And this is where we could see Bren go for another force buy.
Definitely a force buy for Bren Esports. Very comfortable for now. Georgie finding 2 kills. It's massive for GXR. Now at attacker side, gonna have to rely on your entry fragger, your duelist. Which will be the 4 of the Jet. Or Georgie, we don't doubt what Georgie can do with this Jet, but kind of feels like he needs to find the momentum first. What I'm excited about is how Bren Esports will showcase their defense on Haven, which is quite kind of makes them really just famous off. Georgie down to 13 HP, no heals whatsoever. Oh, there's gonna be one from Ching. That's massive regrowth. Oh, they have found only one member so far. It's gonna be blinded for now. Paranoia is out, but will not get anyone except Dispenser. Kind of recovered, but Jesse Fresh and Dubstep combining for 2. Jesse Fresh is gonna go down as Eminent Georgie fights 2 more for the squad. It's gonna be just 3 versus 2, and Dubstep is already very low, including Wits. Wits will land the blind, but Dubstep is gonna be able to find Georgie Wits. Long distance with the frenzy, not the best one as Eman is gonna be there to take him down. GXR, they still lost 3, and Bren Esports will feel more comfortable heading into the bonus round.
I'm gonna have to... Are they gonna buy into this? I know that there are some teams that, if they know it's the bonus round for GXR, they also go for their own bonus round where they just buy into Spectres and not really into rifles. So what's the decision? Seems like they're gonna go for the former, which is to just buy into the rifles itself. Not a bad idea, because they can spot GXR before they come in. GXR can use some Cloud Burst to cover their tracks and then be able to rush, close the distance, swarm in. But
Out of charges.
I've seen Dubstep or the rest of Bren here be able to at least react quickly enough. Georgie is going to dash in. I would love to see Georgie dash, but it seems like he respects, thinking that there might be 2, or just plays a cautious game. As there's 3 members of Bren playing inside the A site. Couples of flashes coming in, but they are rotating their utilities. And here we go. Let's finally get themselves a bit of a tussle. Georgie forced to use the Tailwind, but Carl picks up the pace. Dubstep down. This could be perfect for GXR to mount that comeback.
Oh, more than perfect. They needed the momentum, and they're finding it, especially with all the rifles from GXR. What a great stop. Such a mindset that you have to kind of hedge your bets. You got to gamble a little bit. Surely, this is not like the typical approach. This is not a safe approach, but GXR, with whatever that they're approaching Bren Esports, this is something that can give them the comeback, the ways to comeback. Give them the play not to lose, but the play to win, as Georgie is here to play. Wins, however, finds 2 more. Then with the help of Forcom, they find 3. Now they will go for the guiding line play. 3 kills, make that 4 for Wits. As Bren Esports have recovered. My oh my, Wits.
Out of charges.
Wits shredding his opponents to bits. Oh my god. Look at his angle. Shoot, shoot. Go to the corner, activate your abilities. As they swing wide, they're gonna get blinded, they're gonna get short-sighted, and then he just swings and does not go for that miss. Everything clutch by this man himself. He did not find happiness with the Thailand team, I think, that he did play with. Went back to Bren. Had a bit of a time to adjust, and now that he is, look at where he is coming from. My goodness, Wits is such a phenomenal flex player. Can really find those highlight plays. And now GXR forced once again to figure out if A is the best side for them, but when Wits is there, are they gonna have to go somewhere else?
Makes it so that Wits, just the presence of Wits makes it so scary for GXR after finding so much success in their previous round. previous rounds. 2
I've got
apiece
your trail.
for GXR. Now, Bren has recovered. What a guiding light once again to just really stop Georgie, but Georgie is unstoppable. He's unfazed. He finds Borkum. Almost found the second one, but will be traded down by Dubstep.
Oh
who actually
my.
finds 2. With a combination of wits, they already took down Jake.
Player
Has to
standing.
reload for now. Johan finds him up above, and it's gonna be up to wits. With
Enemy
17 HP, finds the head of Eman. No HP lost whatsoever. Gonna be
30
ringing out the Rosie. Johan with swings wide. And finally, Johan finds the 3K with the Spectre. GXR finds their 5th point.
He had 1 bullet, so
Yeah, that's
if he couldn't do the one-hit flick, that would just go to favor of GXR. It seems like Dubstep and Wits just lost ammunition, but even then, that allowed this throwing of bodies on B and playing contact for GXR keeps the dream alive and gives them what they really need. They've broken the economy of Bren. This should allow them to get a round or 2 here, and this is perfect now for them. Johan is going to be playing around the close angles here to spot out if there is going to be one. Knows that Dubstep is into this close corner, but he's got to be careful because there's like 3 members coming in from long. He could be in a bad spot, backs away, but they're hearing so much happening from the A site that it's C to be the next angle. Spencer's going to have to reload.
Ooh.
He's going to get swung out. And he misses everything, but Johan finally loses bullets on that Phantom. And this aggressive takeout from Bren has found a couple of victims. It's actually just the 1 victim on Johan. Borkum's the last man, but when you give him a Phantom, he can still procure brilliance. He's dropped down, but it's 11-6, and GXR managed to get another round. They're looking for more, but Bren should be able to buy in this next one.
GXR really banking on the fact that they needed to land those shots. I love the fact that they're trying to be more proactive in the way that they're doing things. It's just that they kind of look disconnected from each other. That's probably why Bren Esports are able to dissect them and thread them through. You cannot deny the fact that they won the previous round, however, but it was still very costly for them. And I want to be more calculated in how they attempt stuff. They still can mount the comeback. 11-6. It's not the end of the world, but Borkum already pops the paranoia and is gonna be spotted out. Will rotate to garage, and that means the work for GXR as they have infiltrated QC. Georgie with a spray down. In comes Jesse Bash with the ultimate.
Wow.
Hunter's Fury almost stacking Georgie down, and actually takes out Georgie from the other side of Haven. My God. The hype is real for the Sovash. Now Carly's gonna be able to take out Dubstep. Jesse Bash finds him. Sova versus
Player
Sova
standing.
action with the headshot. Eman though
Enemy
can
remaining.
be able to find one. Borkum takes down the Omen counterpart, and Johan might be far too late. It's gonna be really slow.
Frozen fake?
Oh no! Oh no! What?
Pros don't fake, my guy! Pros don't fake! They knew where Johan was! They knew exactly where he was! First and foremost, Borkum, when he came from C-Long, he got the kill already, and I'm pretty sure he glanced himself on Garage, and they spotted nobody. So that gave him that one little bit of information. Johan's gonna come around, and he does not have enough time. If he doesn't run at me, I'm gonna be able to go about this, and I'm gonna be able to defuse this, and if he just walks, I'll just have barely enough time to defuse it. That
Get out of my way!
is one of the most
Oh my
demoralizing plays you can ever do to someone, and it happened here when GXR had to come up big.
Oh man, that must be so disappointing for the side of GXR. Johan, although you cannot blame him, surely he didn't know.
Right.
He might know better than to just contest that one, but you know, pros don't fake. And Borkum is a real pro. Now, match point for Bren Esports. They know that somebody's going in. In comes Georgie with the Blade Storm, jumping forward to A, but Dubstep gets the second kill, actually fakes the tailwind, but Eman is going to be able to take him down. In comes the new attack coming out from Johan. They know where Bren Esports are, and they have found the Killjoy. Finds the kill to Dispenser, will have to spray that through the Seeker's blind. And Wits, they know where he is, but he doesn't care! Finds Eman with that swing, almost takes down Johan, but Borkum picks up the stack. It's the last man standing in Bren Esports to take game number 2.
Oh my god, what a last round. Trade after trade. It could have gone either way. Maybe would have seen GXR still clutch for a round more, but the utilities and the positioning for dubstep really forcing the rest of GXR to deal with him, allowing the rest of the Bren members to rotate and help it out. And that was perfect timing. They heard that Amon threw out a smoke or a paranoia, and the swing was perfect. Johan was there in the side to help out his teammate, but because of the big distance that mid box gives on the A site, he had to swing wide where he would have put himself in a really bad spot. It really kind of forced him to try to go for the 1v1 as he tries to reposition himself once again. He didn't expect that the last member of Bren would just chase him in, and Johan got beat. And now we are just one game away for Bren to be crowned the champions of Week 1. Can GXR mount that comeback? I'm not sure about this, but they at least showed a bit of a challenge. We still went to the 13-16. It would have looked much worse, but we had players like Georgie, we had players like Carl stepping up to the plate to make Bren work for their money.
My goodness, look at the entirety of Bren Esports. Above 1 when it comes to their KDA ratio, 23 kills for Wits. We're talking about how him like coming back here in the Philippines, not like physically coming back to the Philippines, but you know what we're talking about, him just representing the Philippines from before in a different team. Bren Esports scouted this and just gave him a home wherein he can shine. And Dubstep for the longest time, as well as Jersey Vash, they have been the stars of Bren Esports, like Borg Commander, but with Wits now just shining like a guiding light for Bren Esports with that sky, beautifully done. And that was that's probably is one of his games here in VCT that he will never ever forget. The way that he found the rhythm, the way that he outclassed the entirety of GXR round after round. There's really like no round where Wits was like, that he didn't have any like contribution whatsoever. I guess that's because of the fact that he is playing the sky. And maybe with the game highlights, we're gonna see him always starts the round as the opening frag. A true entry fragger. Not only in Haven, but also when we saw him in Icebox with the Reyna.
Yeah.
I mean, he's feeling it. The rhythm is there.
And again, I have to point out that the playstyle of Wits, which is very oppressive, right?
Love it. I love the term.
Gets amplified because of how because of this Sky. Because Sky, if you think about it, is a pretty oppressive agent, to say at the least. Not because he has a molly or whatnot, but the flashes, right, that she has kind of just elevates the play that you're able to do. And when you have the positioning to throw out your utilities, it's very much disgusting.
Yeah. A flash that you can like use to like scout with. That's amazing. Oh my goodness. And Borg come to pick up the slack as Wits was taken out, but you know the story. You know what happened. Bren Esports started what? 7-0, 8 9-0?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, 10-0.
10-0, yeah.
It came to a point where they had like 10 straight rounds as attackers in Haven, their map pick, after just winning over GXR from Icebox, which was GXR's map pick. Momentum is definitely there. And the reverse can be said for GXR. They have not been finding the shots. In fact, there were rounds where we see them incredibly lost when it comes to their approach in the matches. So map number 3, it's going to be Breeze. And hopefully it will be a breeze for GXR as they frantically need to defeat Bren if they want to keep themselves alive here in the grand final.
Arguably, this Breeze map is the unknown percentage factor that GXR can go. But this is something that, again, is going to be very stressful. They don't know how good or how possibly bad Bren is on Breeze, and they're going to have to try to figure it out while they themselves might not have enough time to understand this particular map first. Anyways, guys, we're going to go for a quick breather. When we come back, it's going to be Wolf and Estrado to give you the last possible 3 games that we have in this grand finals. So don't go anywhere. It's been a pleasure. We'll be right back.
got bad thoughts that make my mind scared. Hold me hostage and they don't fight fair. Who gon' pray for me and wipe on my tears? Who gon' save me if you not right here? Move this darkness and make my sight clear. Take me your way cause I don't like here. Ghosts of my past, they feeling the night air. Wake me up, I'm trapped in my nightmares. Wake me up, I'm trapped in my nightmares. Drowning, I'm off the deep end. Apparitions of all my demons. All my thoughts are committing treason. All alone, who gon' hear me screaming? Manifestations of my fears. Regrets that stretched out for light years. Can almost touch the light, homie, it's right there. Body free, but trapped in my nightmares. Wake me up, don't let me drown. All the lights are fading now. All my life is fading now. All my life is fading now. Wake me up, don't let me drown. All my life is fading now. All my life is fading now. Body free, but trapped in my nightmares. Wake me up, I'm trapped in my nightmares.
No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and gloves. Now you got a deal run up. No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove.
It's Championship Sunday, and it kind of feels like Bren Esports are well on their way for scoring the 3-0, judging from how dominant they were in the past two maps. But will GXR prove it differently? My name is Wolf, and I'm with Iluk's daddy. Welcome back, man. I'm pretty sure you watched that previous two maps, and I know you're shaking your head because of something else. But yeah, what can you say, being Iluk's daddy, in that last two maps?
I really think that we got to just go back and simplify here. Galaxy Racer, they're just not hitting their shots. A lot of the people that we hope would step up just didn't. Xing had a quiet game. Eman was on 75 ACS after 12 rounds. And Papa Wolf, it's just been kind of a stomp here as we go into the very potentially last game. Do you think there's any chance here that that there's a comeback here? But before I get to that, before I ask you any more analysis points, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you guys something very special. We got a QR code coming up for you guys. If you guys scan this, you get a chance to win your Valorant points. So pull out your phones right now. And, of course, bring out your QR code scanner if you've got one. Might get a chance to win a lot of Valorant points courtesy of Esports Fight Club. So back again to the topic, Wolf, Papa Wolf. What do you think is key here for Galaxy Racer to come back into this? Because so far, they're looking outgunned, outsmarted, outwitted, and outplayed on every single front.
Yeah. All right. So I guess the first one is to go back to the fundamentals. Like you just said, they are losing all their firefights. They're losing the battle when it comes to their aim. They're getting outgunned and outclassed by Bren Esports. maybe because of the fact that they lost their map pick, that was Icebox, and not only was it like a map pick that they preferred, it's a map pick that they needed to badly win. I share my sentiments with the panel, specifically with Black and Blue, when he said and mentioned that Icebox is a must win for GXR because it's their best chance. And the way that they lost Icebox against Bren Sports, especially when they're on the attacker side, Bren Sports were just, more perfect, more clean. The housekeeping was there from Bren Sports during their defender side, and they outclassed GXR. You really feel that Georgie and the gang, they were lost, I would say. They cannot find their footing back when it was time for Heaven.
I agree, and I think a lot of it has to do with the map picks. You're absolutely right. You hit it right on the head there, But I do have to add, I think Breeze is going to be a little bit interesting because if there's any silver lining to this dark cloud that looms over the heads of Galaxy Racer, is that no one's really seen how Bren plays on Breeze. Yeah. It's a little bit of a not a non-factor, but we just don't know how they're gonna do. Yeah. And so to say that this is the best chance, this is the best chance that Galaxy Racer has had, it's the only chance that they have actually to get back into this. They need to perform on Breeze, and there's just no way to go about this. I'd like to see a little bit more, honestly, from Ching and Eman, because for me, you look at these two players, and they're potentially such high caliber players, star level players, especially with Ching coming in from Bren. But in that last match, they were playing way too quiet, way too reserved. They didn't really show how good they are as players. And we know they're capable of so much more than this.
Yeah, definitely. Because we saw them on the series that they won that really put them into the grand final was when they were kind of making each other shine. Like they're setting a place for Georgie. They are really banking on the fact that he can be the jet that they needed. And I'm not entirely sure if they will really settle with like one duelist setup or maybe a double duelist with probably somewhere along the lines of even a Reina plus the jet, or maybe a Sky plus jet come the next map. But yeah, to add to what you just said, they really need to step up as a team, not only as one. I mean, I'm sure that we can argue that if everybody just like all of a sudden finds their mark, like Ching finally finds their mark, and Eman will be great. If it's just only them who's gonna be stepping up, it will not be enough against Bren Esports. It needs to be like a collective approach from GXR if they want to win against Bren. But I do agree with you. This might be like a reset, perhaps, or maybe somewhere where a map where we can say that nobody is in a distinct advantage. The only advantage that Bren has over GXR is that they have the momentum, they're feeling it, they got the rhythm, while GXR evidently doesn't have. If GXR is able to find their footing into Breeze, maybe we can get to map number 4.
Yeah, but honestly, if you ask me, I think it's a little bit of a far cry here. If we're going off of the previous maps, just the momentum, the pace, the shots by Bren, they're looking like they're in completely different form and on another level. As the Galaxy Racer, they're going to have to shake a lot off of that rust if they want to get back here. Now, we're going to go into the map selection here very, very soon, and we're close to actually getting there. No, sorry, not map selection, agent selection, excuse me. As we do see what could be the very last game of this best of 5 grand final here. Taking a quick look, and what we have, both of these teams will be employing the Viper. To nobody's surprise, Viper is so great on Breeze. And as to how they're going to support it, it's looking like Jesse Vash on the Sova. I am excited to see what lineups he's got in store for us.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't like the Sage so much. But because I feel like the Sage is only really effective on the defensive side. On the attacking, not so much.
There's really not much you can cover, but there are like boosts that you can do perhaps, or maybe those triangles. But I do agree with you; it's gonna be difficult on the attacker side. One thing that I do like on Breeze is definitely the Viper, and I've seen so many lineups that you can do, especially because of just the layout of the map. There's so many lineups that you can do with the Viper that will keep the Viper like in a really good position to just defend from attackers. So something that both Bren Sports and GXR will have. Oh, and it will be the Sky plus Jet combo that I mentioned will be on the side of Bren, and GXR, they will go for the Reyna, as we also mentioned. So, man, okay, so this is what they really are considering, especially because of the fact that there's so much open spaces, verticality, if you can say, but actually no second floors on, not much like second floor action in Breeze. It's just more like an open space, which makes it so that Reyna's blind, the Leer, is can be a little bit potent, more potent than other maps.
How do you feel about the lineup right now? Who are you thinking for this match? I'm going over it in my head here, and for me, Bren, this is as comfortable
Yeah.
gets. But Galaxy Racer, I'm feeling like it's a little bit of a stretch for them. I don't know if it's gonna be enough to take Bren. I think it's gonna be a Bren 3-0 here. What about you, Wolf?
Yeah. You know, I'm just basing off of the momentum. And especially when it was Icebox, the map pick of GXR, and Bren Esports dominated them. It was a little bit close, but not as close as you might feel that Bren Esports kind of felt like they might lose it. It kind of feels like even in the map that GXR picked up, Bren Esports, they didn't even make Bren Esports work for it. That's what I feel like. So that being said, it really might be a 3-0.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna disagree with you here at all. It just looks too strong. Perfect timing on the wall right here. Georgie dashing through. A side take, quick fadeaway shot onto Dubstep, however. But Dubstep will be actually dropping down to 30 as Dispenser actually gets claimed here as Wits now still up and alive here. Gonna be able to get one kill. Now the retake here commencing 4v4 as we approach that B site. Doggo actually does miss, but Jesse Vash does not. Johan looking for the refrag, and he finds it against Jesse Vash. Now here looking for a trade-up. And a double lineup from Wits!
My
Look
God.
at that! The double quick tap solidifying the round. And again, it's Wits! It's the Wits show all day long, every day here in this grand final.
God. Map number 1 and map number 2. It was the Reyna in Icebox, the Sky and Haven. Didn't matter what he was using, Wits is out here to play. And so far, he has been top fragging for Bren Esports in the past 2 matches, and he also comes up strong in all of the rounds. And now, with the opening round for Breeze, he lines up 2 with the headshot, takes the defuse as well. Seekers will be out so soon that GXR will not be able to match the firepower that will come from Wits. Dubstep ready with a Marshall.
Right.
Misses some of the shots, Illustrado.
Yeah, he does. You're absolutely right there. I mean, he does get tagged up quite low, but Dubstep's not to worry. He does have a couple of heals. I mean, what's great about the double heal composition for Breeze is that because of the fact that the map is so big, you could be able to, you take those aggressive peeks, but they still don't check Georgie.
What? Okay.
They know he was there, but they still don't check him anyway. Still a big lapse of communication as it seems to break down here for Bren. As A site is being claimed by Emma, and Dispenser is able to bring it back, but it's a 1v3. And this round has slipped away thus far from Bren. They're losing so much in this one. This should have been a clear-cut victory, but the antics and heroics of the individual members have just made this a nightmare for the Bren squad. Getting a quick flick down, it's Georgie with a 3K. And Galaxy Racer taking this thrifty win, this could exactly be what they need to get back into the series.
And this is amazing for GXR. I always feel that second round thrifty wins are much better than the first round pistol wins, although it's incredibly more difficult. I mean, it's more difficult compared to like a first round win. You don't want to hedge your bets on the fact that, oh, let's do the pistol round and let's win the thrifty round come next round. But GXR were able to do it, not only because of how well they played it, but honestly, it's just because of Bren Esports' miscommunicating perhaps, or maybe misjudging the moment. Georgie, was kind of easy for him, and he attempting for more, actually going for the tailwind for now. Looking through Dispenser, and Dispenser will be gunned down because he was far too busy. And Georgie proving to be the jet that will bring GXR to full success. He's leading the pack. The rest of the squad are there. Johan finds Jesse Vash with the Vandal. Already, this is amazing for GXR. And Bren Sports, they aren't really in a massive buy. In fact, it still is an eco, as Dubstep does have the
Player standing.
the Marshall. Be taken up by Johan, gets his second with the Frenzy. Not much he can do. And not much that you expect from him. Definitely is going in favor of GXR unless he finds Ching. Not gonna be the case, as the Spectre is much better to Rose distance.
Yeah, I mean, the Frenzy, pretty good on that range right there, but
Yeah.
unfortunately just unable to connect the headshots. And in the end, Galaxy Racer, they secured the lead for the first time, I think, this entire series. I think they had the lead on Icebox for a little while, but didn't really, hold on to it. This is really the first time that we're seeing Galaxy Racer really perform, and I think this is the best we've seen from them. And I get that that's not saying much, because for the most part, it seems like that they've just been, hitting their head against the wall and finding only nothing but concussions here.
Yeah.
However, it still is a really good spot that they've just found themselves in, but now the true gun round coming up here. A little bit of a bonus for Galaxy Racer as they do inch their way up into halls and towards that A side. Georgie's already found his way. He's ensconced himself onto that A side, towards that pillar, towards that pyramid. See what he can do. He's just been denied by Dubstep right here. As Jushivash looks to get lucky through the wall, doesn't do it. It's actually Hu Ching who claims the scalp here. As now towards heaven, they try to make something happen, but Borkum's chiming in with a kill of his own, and they now try to begin this retake. Borkum's up with a double, looking for the third, running out of bullets, has to reload, but double for Eman himself now. And the spike is still taken away. They do have to inch closer to it, and they have to identify where the last player is. Ching now has given up his position, but in exchange for a life. And Dubstep is unable to get that last kill as Eman closes it down. 3 kills for Eman, who was so quiet last game, and now is emerging as a beacon of light, of hope for the Galaxy Racer squad.
I love the fact that Eman is put in a spot where, put in an agent where he can really make things happen. Phenomenal with the raise in Icebox. Kind of underwhelming when it comes to the Omen. But with this, Reyna on Breeze. So I'd like to put it as a, as a spammer myself. I love the fact that you can take advantage of the Leer. It's not even that factor that Eman was able to just shine in the past 4 rounds. The fact that he is winning the duels, it's one thing that you really have to give him. Also, being that kind of self-sustaining agent that will kind of counteract what you just said about double heals coming out from Bren Sports. That may be something that they can also take advantage of. But in comes Georgie through corridors, through halls. Jesse Vash might be prepared and will take him down. 1 tap to the head was all it took, and Georgie is down for the count.
Great shot by Jesse Vash. He even recovers a rifle and is now boosted his chances significantly towards winning the round here. Didn't really see the spike, but did get a lot of information though, especially with that recon dart getting shot down. That's going to signal people towards A. They've actually rotated 4 members, and a flank is coming in from Dubstep, so let's see if they can make it count. Eman getting tapped through the head, just through the smoke like that. Big unfortunate whiff right there, but fortunately he can be healed up, and that's the beauty of having the Sage right now. They are a little bit isolated towards A, but Dubstep, close range, drops the spike, is able to pick up a Phantom, and the flank works perfectly. Now they have to deal with the front and the back, and Galaxy Racer are in a tough spot here. They are in a pinch. They have to find Dubstep, and they have to fight forward. Forward is the only way to go, but downward is looking where it's going to go here right now, as currently the flank still doing the work here. Dubstep getting 1, Dubstep getting 3, and he closes the round on a thrifty. Somehow stealing another one away from Galaxy Racer. Dubstep doing the impossible time and time again.
And that was a thrifty and a flawless from Bren Esports. Well, at least the 5 were left. We saw before that round. That means that not only was it an eco that gave them so much, everybody gets a rifle.
Upgrades.
Upgrades. You get a rifle. My God, Bren
We're just giving away things here in VCT, man. It's just it's such a treat. But how will Galaxy Racer recover from this? They're going towards B, where they have found success previously. Yeah. But there are 2 players here right now digging themselves deep into the site.
Right, Georgie!
Disposed of by Dispenser. Res still available, but they still have to break through. And now stifled and stopped in the funnel here of B. What can they do? It looks like they're going to slow down the pace and try to reconsider their options.
Emma just trying to go find the shots. Actually, through wall, he finds 1, but Dispenser says, okay, you're not going to take anything. It's going to be a toxic screen, going to be up. And it seems like GXR wants to commit to this. Pops the Leer. Not much of an entry. They have entered through side. 3 of their members in. Comes up together. Through wall are the members of Bren Esports. There will be a Viper pit for now. As that is going to come out from GXR. But Borkum fights Johan! Not much mileage with that Viper's pit as he also finds another onto Ching. Now Dispenser, the squad, with Wits onto the backside, onto the flank. This is a total disaster for GXR. A found car. Wits will be able to just skitter through. Eman finds a mark, but will be traded out by Borkum. Borkum with 3K. And the first kill that he did was onto the enemy Viper. That was massive for Bren Esports.
Yeah, not only did they burn the economy and the rifles, they burned the ultis as well. Now,
That's
Bren,
right.
they've stacked up their own. They've stacked up their bank, they've stacked up their ult economy, and they've got everything they need and more in the upcoming rounds to yet again find more and more success. This is something that Galaxy Racer will find a lot of trouble dealing with, especially on a map like this. And if you're Bren right now, you're celebrating because you've got the res, you've got a Viper's Pit to lock down any site that you want, you've got the Hunter's Fury to deny a spike plan, and you got Dubstep in case your economy gets a little bit too shabby, you know, with the Blade Storm to pass off a gun to a teammate. This is everything for a Bren, fan. If you are a Bren fan, you're loving this situation right now. But can they hold on to A? That's the question here. Everyone's streamlining their way onto the side here as Borkum looks to slow them down. Hunter's Fury will not slow anybody down, will not deny the plant, but it will be a good flash to stave off the current pace. And they've forced Galaxy Racer completely off A. No map control, no post plan. This is actually a very difficult hold here for Galaxy Racer.
That is going to be Bren Esports swarming from all angles. They're prepping up the push as well. They fended off Eman with the slow orbs as well. Now they will be popping the defuse as well as the Viper pit. Johan will be able to take out Dispenser, but Bros don't make it. It's going to sneak it. And it's a win for Bren Esports.
Oh,
Not even needing a kill.
That is very uncommon to see a round go that cleanly like that. And oh my god, just when you think it couldn't get any worse right there from Galaxy Racer, they just got diffused in the face. And this is what I mean.
God.
They had the Hunter's Fury, bam. In case that didn't work up, they had a backup. It's the Viper's Pit, and they couldn't deal with it simply for one reason. Like I said, there was not enough site control for Galaxy Racer. They all planted the spike and fell back out of it like it's B site on Haven. It just doesn't work like that. You need to be able to control pyramids. You need to be able to push a little bit further. A site is a very difficult site to hold if you don't have anything but a main.
That is absolutely true. You cannot... Okay, there's not this weird mob. But we cannot blame like GXR not having like post-plan control, but at the same time, it was indeed their fault that they weren't able to do so. They rushed into A, and afterwards they planned it without any kind of control. Georgie with the flank though finds Wits from behind. Wits not looking. Oh, yeah, going back, it was also Bren Esports that also like forcing them into spots wherein their post-plan would be so awkward. And it did not work because of that. Now, Bren Esports, they have found Ching, but it's going to be traded up by a kill to Wits. Like we saw with Georgie flanking through. Borkum in a precarious location as he needed to like control 2 spots. He actually fights one, gets the second as they're invulnerable. Like they're vulnerable. Has to reload. Knows where Carl is. It's going to be playing with this one.
30 seconds
And I'm
left.
sure that Carl will have a very bad time now. Georgie, though, incredibly low, but does have the flank. Dubstep keeps tabs on him. 21 seconds. Borkum still keeps Carl in place. Carl will be taken out. Will be taking out Borkum, though. Dispenser and Dubstep, all at the same time. They have taken down GXR. Borkum, man. Vulnerable were the members of GXR. And that was an easy spray down for him.
Yeah, just a rock on the defensive side here. Borkum, look at the numbers he's putting up, 7, 5, and 5 here. Not only contributing to the kills, he's contributing to the assists as well. Really softening up the members of Galaxy Racer that allows everybody else to swoop in for the kill. Big props to Borkum. He's always been sort of a rifler even when he's transitioned from other titles, and now he's becoming such an impactful player, whatever role he plays. One of the smartest players in the country, and it's showing right now that he can definitely roll with the punches. No matter what role you throw at him, he's got it. But Look at this. Towards mid, they roll here, and heads will roll now towards B site. Georgie getting that kill onto Dubstep, but they still have to deal with Dispenser somehow in this corner. He lands one, checks the
my
corner,
God.
finds another. That's a 45-degree turn. Somehow he lands it. Sucks himself away behind the wall, but it doesn't count. He can't get any more than that, but the rest of Bren, they'll make it count. As Galaxy Racer, they're down for the count here in this 6-3.
Everybody just stepping up at the right moment. Borkum obviously with the opening kill. And then Dispenser with a, like you said, a 45-degree turn that looked so easy for him to land those shots. Was able to be taken out by Card, but the rest of the gang, they have already revealed their position, and Bren Esports are far more ready against GXR. Now they're looking lost once again. So take note, however, GXR, they still have a full buy coming out round number 10. A very crucial round. But it's not like a round that if they win, they will put Bren Esports down when it comes to their economy. Bren Esports, they still are incredibly rich at this point. And Georgie finds Jesse Vash down to so low, but will be healed up by the Sage. Wits in a good position actually to spot this one out. There is going to be a boost for Georgie. Actually, it will just stop the rotations from Bren Esports. This is the post plant that we wish they had from rounds before. Seems like this time they will make sure that post-plant situation is much better after they do plant.
Yeah, but look at the map control they've lost. Look at where Dispenser is. He's managed to get all the way around the flank here, and they still have to deal with Dubstep, who's opping from gates, from the double doors here. It's very tough, and they're not giving any more away. They're waiting for the plant. They're happy to go for it because they know that there could be somebody lurking in the corner. Borkum is good for one on this hold. That's all she wrote for him for now here as Wits. Looking for somebody close range. It's going to be Georgie to prevail in that corner. Close angle, but Dispenser biting back is able to get the flank player down. But still, he's still making it work. If Dispenser can get the skill, it's massive, but he cannot, and it leaves Dubstep in a 1v3 with the operator. Might just turn tail and save already.
Yeah. It's not like he needs to save. Anyways, Cart is going to take him out. Good recovery from GXR. Then again, not a round that if they win, they will put Bren back to the dust. Still is pretty much full buy for Bren Esports, and he's gonna have to shake it off. It's looking to be like a doable, like 6-6 round, a 6-6 half for GXR, which is fairly, I would say, much better than we expected them to have. But if Bren Esports are able to pull away, it's going to be 7-4, which might well be 8-4 because of the economy that they are able to bring. And not only that, ult economy is also incredibly good for Bren Esports. But that's also true for GXR. Empress gonna be popped as the early ultimate coming out from the Reyna just signals that GXR really do want it for this one. They would actually come to A, covering their tracks from the left side, but Jesse Bash with the flag gets two! Heinz 2 now, Georgie, he needs to run away, but kind of feels like Borkum knows where he is. In fact, he will take him down. And in a snap, everything crumbles for GXR. Borkum finds another kill. Wits to find the last one. Only Dispenser to drop 7 points for Bren Esports.
I'm going to point out something that really shut down that round. That hesitation towards mid is what cost them the round. If they didn't stop after that Sage wall and head up straight onto the side, the flank from Jesse Vash would have been almost meaningless. But they hesitated, they stalled, they got a little bit scared, and they wanted to wait for somebody to push into them. But they got pushed from a completely different direction. And stopping in mid like that just allows you to be so vulnerable from so many angles.
We're sitting ducks. And
exactly.
I'm pretty sure that Dispenser like popped a slow orb to also stop them from that because he already heard and Jesse Vash with the operator. The second operator for Breeze. This is something that you should not be surprised about. King will have to burn the res already. Johan finds Borkum though. And that means that Bren Esports will be on a man disadvantage. GXR, with the res that they had in the pick that they were able to get onto Borkum, that's great. But Dispenser does have the res himself. Jesse Vash, 2 orbs away, 2 points away from the Hunter's Fury. Bladestorm onto Dubstep, and Wits with the Seekers up. Still a minute to go, and I think this is still winnable for Bren.
You know what I love about how Bren is playing? Look at how cautious, look at how passive Galaxy Racer is. They're creeping around in their own base because of how much map control Bren is taking every single time on this defensive side. Now they're going to be trying to sell a fake here. But there's still a lot of mid-map control for Bren Esports because they do have Dispenser up on this flank. They could actually go for the res right now. The timing, let's see if Dispenser does get lucky. He does, he finds one. He looks for another one, knows that there's one through the corner here, but he's asking for backup, saying, hey, back me up, I need you right now, and the call is perfect. He actually gets a res on top of it, and from a disadvantage, they manage to swing the round to this 4v3, excuse me, as Eman brings it back to a 3v3, and somehow with sheer force of will, with firepower, we're brought to an even playing field, but blind or not, Wits gets the kill. There's a refrag, but there's gonna be the lineup from Ching as he gets the 2 final kills of that round and secures a 7-5 halftime for Galaxy Racer.
Okay, GXR. A round that they already took control of, a round that Bren Esports was about to take from them, but with just the right amount of aim, the right amount of, you know, like you said, sheer will coming out from Eman with the 2K and a massive one at it, as was able to just like sidestep, dubstep in that one, and Ching with the lineup was even be more better. Look at that. Cute sloth, by the way. But you know what? I was about to say that Bren Esports had the perfect timing. I love the fact that Wits popped the Seekers when he knew that there will be like a full commitment from GXR already. It was down to what, 30 seconds from it? And then Dispenser with a good flank. Everything was already lining up for Bren Esports. But, like you said, Eman just finding the right moments to shine to bring them back. And 7-5 after the half. I always say that this is always doable for the team, even if they're trailing, because if they do win the pistol round, they can get up to 2. And so far, GXR already dig Jesse Bash down to 20 HP. They have to settle with this one down to 8. He's gonna be chased up by the drone.
Yeah. Hey, get over here! Where are you going? How dare you? But you know, Brent's not too worried about that HP. They have 2 healers. Whatever, they'll heal that back to full in no time at all as they get closer to each other. But they're gearing towards B. So let's see what Bren have got here, what kind of strats they have, you know, in their playbook on the pistol. Because Bren's pistol historically has never been that good. They've always been really bad at pistols, and they have admitted it themselves. But the thing about Bren that I love, you know, they know their weakness, they work on it, they double down, they try to work even harder, and then they fix it, just like every map. That map, Dax actually said it earlier, whenever they lose a map, they work extra hard to make that map their best map. And we're seeing that right now here as we're forced onto the pistol. Their strengths are showing. Ching, he's going to be spotted out in this corner. Can he get the shot off? He does, he lands it, but he's traded out by Dispenser, and the spike goes down in this 4v4.
Still is a winnable round for Bren Esports. One of them actually, 4v4. Jesse Bash actually gonna go large fire. Goes for the burst fire onto Georgie. Beautiful stuff coming out from the veteran. Seems like it's still prime time for Jesse Bash, Eman, and the gang. Eman only one left, but Dispenser, for the longest time, the stalwart of Bren Esports, gets a 3K to bring them up to 8 points and make it so that the deficit is gonna be much, much better in their side.
Oh yeah, man, Dispenser coming up huge with a sort of off angle. You don't really expect someone to be playing behind that wall like that. And I've said this before in other, you know, in other matches. That wall is a very kind of hit and miss wall. Like it can actually go, you know, in favor of the opponent because it sort of provides them an angle to peek from and sort of funnels you into one side. But if you play it smartly, just like that, you kind of use it as cover in an off angle. You get 3 kills on top of that. Man, just Dispenser knows how to play these angles. He knows how to play Sage and make things interesting, make things a little bit more creative, and use those walls very much in a non-conventional way. And that catches Galaxy Racer off.
And definitely catching them off in the rounds that matter so much. Now, Eman put very low once again. Will have to tuck tail and run back perhaps to Ching, just like in the previous round. And Borkum was untouched. That's the massive thing about it. They dodged the Sheriff. And now, even with those little things, HP is a resource now. And that is something that GXR doesn't have. Will be Georgie, but Georgie was hurt, and Wit starts to gun him down. Dispenser is ready onto the left side with a Vandal, but Eman finally finds the headshot onto Wits after the first kill. Now running through is Bren Esports onto B side. Are going to be planting as soon as they can. They're already setting up for a wall as well. GXR They are banking on the fact that Carl will have to have a good recon bolt, but it was already shut down by the members of Bren Esports. And even with a better shutdown, as Dubstep finds Salmon with the headshot onto this Marshall. They're looking for more.
Oh.
Carl is the second one to fall. The last one will be Ching. And Bren Esports takes their 9th point of the game.
Yeah, what a round here from Dubstep. That's a great win. It is an eco win, however, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. I do want to point out the performances of these players. Eman,
my God.
what a step up from him before. 234 ACS, so much better than the previous game, and this is what we've been wanting from him to get back on a comfortable agent. Now he's performing quite decently on the Reyna, but it just seems like Bren still has a little bit of a better read in terms of the defense. And what you can see from Bren is just they just know how to secure the map control at the right times. When they feel there's no presence, when they feel confident, they'll be able to go for those picks. But speaking of picks, it's going to be Dispenser to be dispensed of over here from this long angle right here. Dubstep has the Marshall looking for a pick himself, but it's going to be a little bit of a difficult one as Jesse Vash looks to come up closer and make that Vandal work for him. He tags down Eman to low HP, but he's just going to be retreating and trying to get to the waiting arms of Sage, who will heal him up and top him up yet again.
Oh, bonus round of the second half. GXR with a better weaponry. Bren Esports also already losing one of their members, but they're slowly inching their way towards a little bit of map control onto A. That will be stopped, however, as Johan as well as Georgie for a good angle now. Gonna be looking for a quick execute onto A side for now, but it will be stopped with a shock dart. Wits will have to retreat for a bit. Now they don't have any other info that will be crucial, but they will still be able to plant. Georgie, however, is prepared for this. Has got the crosshair in the right place, but will not be able to find one. Jesse Vash finds Johan. That's massive for Bren Esports. Have to reload for now. Wits has been found out for a bit. Georgie were able to gun down Borko with a wall bang and finds the second one as well. Car finds Wits. It's going to be up to Downstep for now. Gets the one, but Georgie gets a 3K. And the defuse as well. GXR recovers after round number 15. 6-9. It's very much doable for GXR.
Yeah, a little dab right there just to close off the round. But yeah, 6-9. And Borkum having the game, he's just on a tear, man. He's getting everybody down here. But you know, Georgie stepping up just in the right time, right place, knowing how to use those beautiful cloud bursts to perfection here and dipping and dodging through them, knowing the right time to actually swing out and go for a peek. Amazing stuff from the Jet of Galaxy Racer. And Bren look a little bit rocked by that, but they're not too worried. That was their bonus round, of course. And so they will be going for the rifle now. It's the first true rifle of this half. We'll see what these guys have brought to the table as it's the game of map control. Dubstep looking for this peek onto Eman. We'll have to dash out, but they do have information that there is a Reyna hanging out towards elbow.
Love it. You've seen that the full gun round will be like a real full gun round, as GXR didn't lose as much from the bonus round. Oh, sorry, Bren Esports. GXR did not lose so much from the bonus round, so that's massive. It went now, since the weaponry has been like equalized. The real question is, how about the ult economy? It's not really the only reason why Bren Esports has got a bigger ultimate is the fact that it's a Sky. The ultimate of the Sky is so quick to get. In fact, he will pop it so early as Dispenser. Okay, you know what to do. Seekers are out. They know where GXR is. At least they have a little bit of an inkling. Good setups coming out from the Viper as well. Borkum knows what he needs to do. Now Dubstep finds one. Blitz from the backline, so finds Scar, and that's massive. Georgie finds a headshot onto Dubstep. The members of GXR form them together. They will be closing this door. Dispenser already on the caves, as Borkum does have a good place now. Again, all the lineups that we're talking about, this could be good for Bren Esports. Be a defuse, but definitely, there you go. Borkum finds Georgie with the gun, actually, but they're sticking to it, and they will be able to defuse. My God, what Bren Esports did to GXR from before, GXR is doing to them.
Yeah, a little bit of a taste of their own medicine in that one, as Pros don't fake. Yeah, sure, I'll live by that, says Galaxy Racer as they stick the spike diffuse right in their face. Absolutely no fear on that one. A little bit of a timeout called here, Bren. They're kind of letting it slip away, so now they kind of want to slow down and think about what's just happening. Galaxy Racer, they're feeling this momentum. They're feeling themselves right now, and this is where they get dangerous. Galaxy Racer also one of those teams that are really based, one of those momentum-driven teams.
Yeah.
They like to rely on if they're feeling their shot, if they can win their duels. Ching, one of the best examples of that. Eman as well. Georgie as well. Really, Carl and Johan probably just the outliers here who you can sort of rely on no matter how things get hairy. But on the Bren side, very much the opposite. No matter what happens, come hell or high water, they're going to be playing a good game. So they're going to be calling a timeout. They want to stem the bleeding. They want to slow down Galaxy Racer and hope that they can maybe find a way into the minds, into the mentalities, creep up and plant the seed to maybe sow some discord in the mentality of Galaxy Racer.
Yeah. Whew. My God. Definitely, Bren Sports needed that timeout, surely. And excited to see what they can bring to the table. I always feel excited when there's like a tactical timeout for a team that's leading and now they're in the attacker side, because we can see like a well thought of plan. But it seems like it's not gonna be the case as Emma just shuts them down. We'll be able to take out one and we'll be traded off, but that is already GXR knowing so much about Bren Sports' attack. It still is a 4v4. Fortunately for Bren Sports, yeah, they can go for the res indeed, and they will.
You will not kill my ally.
Not entirely sure if it was part of the plan, but I guess it works.
It
now
happens,
they have the advantage.
Yeah, he gets the pick off. The Spencer gets the kill, and there's an orb right there. Sure, we'll take it. We'll go for the res here. But Georgie,
oh no,
just taking away that equalizer as quickly as it came. Now, in this 4v4, they know that there's a lot of player grouped up towards B, and there's a flank working its way around. Johan looking to work the back lines here of Bren Esports as the hit now starting to come all the way in. They are second-guessing themselves. They will be trying to make a play back towards their spawn. Will they expect Johan? That is the big question right here, who is looking to cut off the rotations already.
Might be too slow on this, as three of them together. At least there's three of them together, but they're facing in the wrong direction. Johan, it's your time now, and he finds one, finds the second, finds the third!
Remaining.
Talking about timing, it was perfect for Johan, and he lined up the shots. He found three heads, and he took them out all together.
10 seconds left.
Area.
Oh my God.
What a round right there. Just Johan playing patiently. Spider setting a trap, just knowing exactly when to fire on the first one and finds two more. Georgie going down there, but it's a little bit of just a consolation prize for Jesse Vash. He goes down as well. And that's going to be an expensive round as they lose everybody post-timer. Now, Galaxy Racer 8-9, they've leveled almost the playing field here. Bren, they're still looking quite stumped. If I'm not mistaken, they should be on an eco round right now. No, I take that back. They still have some money in the bank here for a full buy. This is the last chance that they get. Otherwise, they're going to be fully reset, and Galaxy Racer should be taking the lead. I do want to see what they do with these two big ultimates. You got the Hunter's Fury, you got the Viper's Pit. How are they going to approach this situation now? I'd like to see them sort of create a Viper's Pit and clear out the rest of the site with the Hunter's Fury. Yeah. That might be ideal here as they sort of work their way towards A. But they do need to find a way to sort of counteract this mid presence by Galaxy Racer, who is pushing down two players very, very deep in towards mid.
Yeah. Whatever the GXR lacked in the attacker side, they are keeping with it in the defender side. As Eman finds Jesse Vash once again. 2 consecutive rounds of opening kill coming out from Eman, and both of them going on to Jesse Vash. That's gonna be distasteful for sure for the veteran in Bren Sports. And not only that, they already have lost the carrier of an ultimate. And that means the world for Bren Sports. They are banking on the fact that they can use the Hunter's Fury, but it's now gone as Georgie finds Dispenser. Also repositions properly, finds one in there, sees something. Johan finds another!
Down A.
2K! My God! Johan just is a ghost for Bren Sports.
Yeah, they can't stop him. They can't identify where he's coming from. It seems like each and every time they feel like they're in a safe spot, bam, Johan right there ready to capitalize. And it's just more of the same here. Bren looking stumped on the attacking side. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Johan is just being a thorn in their side. Whether it's locking down a side completely on his own as the Viper, so problematic when you're on the offensive side and you're going up against the Viper. Or even when he's not locking down a side, he's getting into those sneaky positions. He's getting into advanced angles and off angles and just, whittling down their momentum, whittling down their morale, and shutting down Bren. So now, what do? Hit up close, but Eman, good for one here. He gets behind pillars, now pulling out a flash. Seekers will identify him, but can he close out the round here as the Viper's Pit now being fully utilized on this eco round? Eman is going to be whittling down away inside that Viper's Pit, but he's going to be tapped up to 9 HP. He gets close, and somehow gets the kill onto Wits and Dispenser, and Jesse Fast, they fall one after the other, and Galaxy Racer have figured it out. The enigma that is Bren has just been solved.
And Bren Esports had to commit so much from that. It wasn't eco round, but they committed the Seekers. They committed the Hunter's Fury. So close, but no cigar coming out from Bren. Actually, it's not even close. Even with the Viper's Pit, it was so easily shut down by Carl's shock dart. And then Eman finds 3 heads himself, stepping up with the Reina. And now Empress is available. Viper's Pit coming out from GXR is also available. A gun round, Bren Esports, although they have the weaponry, they don't have any sort of advantage in this, as GXR definitely has got the better firepower. And a defensive firepower, to say the least. As Eman is gonna stop again Bren Esports' push. Might find another opening pick onto Jesse Vash once again, just like in the previous, 3 rounds? This means a world for Bren Esports, though. Bren Esports, I wonder what their approach will be. They look to be, like you said, they look to be read through by GXR in the past few rounds.
Still hanging strong here, and 10-9, they finally take the lead. They have lost early on. They reclaim it, and defiantly so. 5 rifles for everybody here. They have yet to find a solution to Georgie, who is on that op as well. And thus far, they're left stumped. I do like this idea that they're sort of burning down the clock, but they have to be careful not to burn it down too far. They still have to deal with the Sage, who is on B. Johan will find Wits, who was lurking and trying to get a little too clever here towards A. But it's going to be Cheng here with a good lineup onto 1. Eman's right there with a crossfire, and from the back, Eman, full support, full support for 3 kills, and he just plays whack-a-mole from long range and just decimates Bren's attack, completely shutting them down, looking this much closer to match point.
22 kills for Eman, another good round coming out from this guy, and that is another flawless from Panda Pro. Back-to-back flawless coming out from GXR. Bren Esports, they're looking lost. And it's going to be really difficult. Let's just say that they have an eco round. It's 11-9. If any miraculous thing that they can do to just win this eco means that they will be up 11-10. But GXR, they still are the advantage. Georgie already stopping this. That's Wits that he was able to take out. Massive pick off coming out from Georgie.
Peekaboo on the garage walls yet again, the door. We've seen this again quite a few times. And they look like they're just going to keep at it here for now. But they're holding on to sight, and Georgie is able to land that beautiful shot here. And this eco is already dead in the water. 2 players left standing, only have Sheriffs and Shinx right there to shut it down. Dubstep is going to follow shortly thereafter. He might get lucky with a headshot, but even then, there's like 5 players who's just coming into fight for him right now. Doesn't even get this kill onto Dubstep. Doesn't on Georgie, rather. And that's 3 kills for Georgie with that Ghost already pulled out. And Galaxy Racer Wolf, they have match point. We could be going to map 4.
And that's what we like. We talked about how this could be like a reset for both teams, and we don't know who is in the advantage. But honestly, it's not about like map mastery that played out in this particular game. It's just that GXR found the right moments to really shine, and so far it has been a 7-round run for GXR to be able to get. And Georgie, Love the fact that he went in for the ghost and also ducked the right moment with the crouch because he knows that Dubstep is looking for the headshot with the Sheriff. And now it's Ching to control B. 4 rifles coming out from Bren Esports, but the operator for Georgie, who is actually into A. Another boost! They want to go for the aggressive play. They have nicked one, but Ching is still alive, and they're still holding through. There's going to be a Lear coming out from Eman, but Wits finally finds the win onto Eman. Carl, however, finds 2 before being taken out, and it still is a very expensive round for Bren Esports. Johan with the snake bites just to control this site, but it will not be for naught. So will not be finding the kill, but Georgie from long distance with the up, and Johan finds Dubstep. We are heading to map number 4 as GXR takes down Bren in Breeze.
What a crazy turn of events here. Viper Spit just salt to the wound, and Galaxy Racer hang on. They're not done. Wolf, they're hanging on. They make this happen. This comeback, which we thought was nigh impossible. They're shaping up to give us a game, and game number 4 we go. For everybody who thought this was a 3-0, well, you have just been proven wrong by the Galaxy Racer boys. And look, they're absolutely elated now, so happy with the fact that they have survived yet again another round up against the Titans of Philippine esports and Valorant here, Bren Esports.
Man, Johan played this. I think it was so impactful in this particular game that we can say that this victory can be attributed to both him and Eman. Eman being on the side of being just the brute force that Bren Esports cannot control. Absolutely unstoppable. I'm excited to see how many frags he got in the end, but man, I hope that he gets a 30, bro. But apart from that, wonderful display coming out from Johan. He timed it perfectly well. It's gonna be just 33 kills, but this is what it is. Eman really showed up. We saw him in Icebox with a wonderful play coming out from the Rays. Wonderful control of that duelist. Kind of struggled into Haven with the Omen, but definitely Breeze with the Reyna. We're talking about how strong Reyna is, or at least how potent a Reyna is in Breeze, but Eman made it work.
Yeah, Eman definitely looking so much better than in his previous map. You know, he was struggling on the Omen, and I think they've found a little bit of a recipe for success here, Galaxy Racer. I do like them playing a little bit of this more aggressive style. I do like the fact that Eman has been given a little bit more of a affirmative role, a sort of initiator role, duelist role to be specific. To be able to get in those sites and win those rounds for his team, because I just didn't feel the impact from him earlier on. And with this new roster, with this new lineup and the change of events, I'm seeing a much more dynamic Galaxy Racer that know how to roll with the punches. If you saw their defensive side, they were going for aggressive control. They were looking for flanks. They were, playing for retakes when the time was right. They were reading the situation perfectly time and time again. And Bren, they failed to address the problem that was Eman, and honestly, Ching was doing really great as well on this. But more than anyone, I think we got to give it to Georgie, who was just such a thorn in the side of Bren Esports.
So we're stepping up, even from the side of Bren Esports, there were many good moments coming out from Wits and particularly from Borkum, but the staggering difference is everybody from the side of GXR stepped up when they were losing so much, and I would say it's a complete team effort, especially as Johan started this massive turn of events. I mean, the 3K, the timing couldn't even be more perfect. Even Carl with the shock dart to stop this Viper bit when Bren Esports was desperate enough to just land those shots and land that round win. They used the 3 ultimates on an eco round just to get back into the momentum. And everybody else from GXR, they played it well. Like Georgie with the operator at certain point was a big problem. I mean, Ching was amazing with the Sage onto B site and was able to just deny everybody from Bren Esports. And then from A site, it was Georgie. From the middle, from the corridors, from the halls, it was Eman who was a problem. So there's so many big bosses that Bren Esports had to endure. And they looked lost in the last, 7 rounds of the map.
Yeah, I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that, okay, well, now we know that Bren's not very comfortable on Breeze. But this is just going to be more fuel to their to their theory crafting machine that they're going to be working with in the upcoming weeks. Because if Bren goes through the finals, we know for a fact they're going to be practicing a lot of breeze coming through into the SEA challengers. But now we do still want to congratulate Galaxy Racer. They managed to hang on. 2-1 is still the scoreline in this best of 5. We'll talk about that more though. However, we do have to take a short break because when we do return, it's going to be the 4th game of the series. We're actually going to get to see it. Ascent. Can they hang on here, Galaxy Racers, and take us to game number 5, or will Bren close this down, excuse me, as we find ourselves going towards this break? My name is Illustrado, Illustradaddy Daddy now, and Papa, I still cringe to say that, and Papa Wolf. We're going to be taking a short break. When we return, it's going to be game number 4. Stay tuned, PBGL. We'll be right back.
No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and gloves. Now you gotta do a run up. No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and now you gotta do a run up. No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and gloves. Now you gotta do a run up. No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and now you gotta do a run up. You gotta do it right now. You gotta do it right now. No rush, go on, move. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and gloves. Now you gotta do it right now. No rush, go on, move down. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and now you gotta do it right now. No rush, go on, move down. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and now you gotta do it right now. Hogan, Goldman, old school, young jam, all black, MZ, still screaming out of that chain gang. Yeah, Goldman, old school, young jam, all black, MZ, still screaming out of that chain gang. And you gotta do it right now. And you gotta do it right now. No rush, go on me. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and gloves. Now you gotta do it right now. No rush, go on me, dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and now you gotta do it right now. No rush, go on me. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and gloves. Now you gotta do it right now. Come on. Yeah.
I just have to say, I absolutely love the background music that we're now bringing to the table. It's so much, I don't know, I just love it. It feels like it's such a good atmosphere for these upcoming games. And especially in this best of 5 grand final where we're seeing 2-1 right now. Galaxy Racer, I know a lot of people on panel didn't really predict this. So a lot of people were saying, it's got to be a 3-0. Galaxy Racer might get lucky. But it's not looking like that anymore. 2-1 in a defiant victory by Galaxy Racer. We just saw them take breeze in what was a wonderful victory. My name is Illustrado. Joining me on this panel is Wolf here. And you're tuning in again to PPGL. How are you feeling about that last game, man?
I love it. It kind of just shuts down everything that we talked about because we kind of thought that this will be like a 3-0, especially after losing Icebox, after GXR losing Icebox. But also, our theories of having Breeze as the refresher, not only with the visuals, but also as we don't know who can win it, who's got the advantage. And clearly it was GXR. Clearly it was Bren not in control of that map. What makes it very important is that it gives GXR that momentum boost that they needed. They needed that emotional victory against Bren Esports, and now they have it. And rightfully so on important players on their side. Like Emma now stepping up, Johan finding his mark, Georgie not having to just rely on himself, just straight up charging through his opponents. Now he has got his teammates back in action. It just is so refreshing to see. Now, Bren Sports is up for a big challenge.
And speaking of challenges for you, I challenge you guys to pick up your phones. And right now, pick up your phones. Yeah, your cell phones. Do it. And scan this QR code. If you want a chance to win Valorant points courtesy of the Esports Fight Club, all you got to do is this here. Take out your QR code scanner. That's it. And it could literally not be any more simple. Big thank you again to everybody who's made this possible, all our sponsors, and it's such a great show. I'm hoping that we can keep this going because the viewers, man, so happy that speaking as a viewer myself most of the time, there's just so many giveaways. I'm personally going to try and join that secret lab quiz.
Can we?
Not really. No, we can't.
Yeah, I hope we can.
No, we can't. I asked.
I just. Oh man, that chatter.
Trust me, I've tried. I have tried, but you know who's gonna try even harder? Galaxy Racer. They're going to be coming back into this series. They're looking for a victory here in Ascent to take us to map number 5. What are your thoughts about that, Wolf?
Oh, definitely going to be difficult for GXR for sure, but I love the fact that they are riding onto the momentum. Now with Ascent, I'm expecting Sova and Sky and Killjoy. So far, it has been the choices for both teams. GXR really, they have to give Emma an agent that we will shine. I don't like him being the Omen for now, but maybe, because, well, not really maybe, but they absolutely needed a smoker for now. Controller, it should be from Emma. But we do want to see him like on to Reyna or maybe on Raze, but they will have to settle. And back to the Omen. Jesse Vash, expect the Ares on round number 2 and expect the Odin on maybe round number 5 or 7. I'm gonna put that in my predictions, man.
What do you think?
Yeah, round 7, Odin pickup on Jesse Vash.
7? I'll call 3.
You call 3?
No. Okay. I can't. No, not on the attacking side. On the defensive side for sure.
All right,
so,
let's hedge our bets when we go to the second half.
Yeah, for sure. But my prediction for this one is I think this is going to be a tough map for Galaxy Racer. But you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think Galaxy Racer takes this. I think Galaxy Racer takes us to map number 5.
Okay. So you want to see what's our last map? Should it be like? Is it going to be split? Yeah. I love that because that kind of eliminates the Justify.
Oh wait, is it bind or split? I do have to check with production. Is it bind or split?
I'm gonna check now. I'm checking now. It's split.
No, the last map.
It's split. It's split.
It's split. Okay, thank you.
Center.
So yeah, we're going to split last, and Galaxy Racer is comfortable on split. But the thing is, that's probably where they wanted to be now. You know, like. They probably wanted to be in split instead of Ascent. And Bren, they've been looking that much better coming into this map. So this is, to say the least, going to be an uphill battle for Galaxy Racer.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, wow. Okay, wait. Sorry, I got distracted by a comment from the chat that he says that I have the same like clothes all over again.
Just
Man,
the clothes.
yeah. But I want to say, times are hard in the pandemic. Please don't judge.
You don't want to go clothes shopping in a pandemic, you know?
Yes. Please don't.
Please. don't start this.
Don't start this.
But speaking of starts, long range tap there. Only through the wall though, so Jesse Bash gets taken to 62. And mid control now being attempted by Galaxy Racer as they hold on to it, firmly grasping it as Bren. They're struggling to hold on to this mid. Dubstep will be flushed out of the corner and down the drain. Jesse Vash and Borkum left standing here on this pistol. They only have a classic and a ghost to work with. Some stars, some utility still available for them, but making these count is going to be tough, especially claiming down the spike like that. It's full spray down coming up for Carl just to get Borkum, and that's a Panda Pro flawless coming up for the side of Galaxy Racer.
That amazes me. GXR, I mean, everybody just there's the right moment at the right place at the right time, and I think that it's in Ascent more than anything else. Mid control is far more important. Bren Sports, it was kind of a two-pronged attack coming out from top mid as well as B Link that really there was a lot of preparation for GXR in that regard, and also they're landing their shots. I mean, even if you look at the duel between Borkum as well as Borkum versus Carl, Carl still won it even with just the spray down. That you know is when a team is on the mark when it comes to their aim. Oh, Ching. Oh, he. Okay. That's
Yeah, he just waits for the doggo because he wants to
Yeah.
get as much out of it as possible. Maybe
Doggo.
forget somebody a little bit closer. But
Yeah.
I like the fact that Galaxy Racer are fighting tooth and nail for this A main control. They don't want to just give it willy nilly, and so they'll make it a little bit more difficult. Force Bren to utilize utility
Yeah.
just to claim a piece of the map, which is normally given away for free anyway. So now they're going to be working towards short and towards A. It's a split here, but Georgie with the quick taps here makes things really happen for Galaxy Racer. Borkum, good tap, finds him, but with a Spectre, they might be able to get this flank down, and it looks like it's going to be the case. Shock darts incoming, not going to be landing though, but they're going to be attempting to get closer and closer onto the site. And what's the formation here going into it? Looks like they're committing 2 players under site, under heaven. Carl trying to spray down with that Ares through it, hoping to get lucky, but nobody really giving them anything to work with right now. No hard peaks from anybody. It's just going to be a full commit. It has to be from the side of Galaxy Racer if they want to find anyone. But the
Ooh.
reload at the most inopportune moment comes in from Borkum, and that's a 3K for Georgie. Using that goes.
Thanks.
Now, the fact that how GXR approached the post-ban situation, it's like how you show the true prowess of like a support player like Johan and Carl. They paving the way for Georgie to step in the right moment to actually get into that site. Like they were able to drill through the doors and also like clear out hell before they attempted for that play. It's just so impressive to see how the rest of GXR makes it so that Georgie will be like so comfortable just fragging for GXR.
Yeah, Georgie getting right back into it. You're seeing really him experience this renaissance of performance, but I'm a little bit concerned about Eman being back on the Omen, considering
me
how
too.
quiet he was back on Haven.
Haven,
Hopefully, it's not more of the same thing, though.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah, I do say share the sentiments, man. I thought that his raise in Icebox was perfect. Think that Eman on the Reina for Breeze was just perfect. But Omen, yeah, you're gonna have to shake it off. Very low, to say this, impact from Haven. And hopefully, it's just like a one-off thing. But Borkum in a good, almost a good timing, but he recovers and he finds Jing with a Vandal headshot. I mean, Gravity Well just to
Let's go
make
here.
sure that that everything is covered, and he calls his teammates. Let's go here.
Yeah, I think he was trying to ping the body, maybe for the Vandal that has been dropped, maybe to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But regardless, they have found a pick, and Bren are looking like they have a significant piece of advantage right here. They're
30
creeping
seconds
towards
left.
A, but Galaxy Razor, they have a good read. Look at this, they're cheating over players right now. There's 3 onto that site, make that 4 already, and they have to go through the gauntlet right now as Georgie missing that opportunity for that shot. Eman is falling back, but Johan is getting that kill onto Borkum as they're currently stopped in their tracks. 12 seconds left, and they gotta go in. Carl spraying through, and there's no opportunity for them to get onto site at all. Georgie closes down the round, and the hesitation from Bren
Yeah.
will lead to their demise in that round, 3-0.
I think there's really no other way to describe it. Their hesitation definitely was the problem in that particular round. They already had a ticket to get into sight. They already have like the timing, but they weren't just decisive on what they're trying to do. And that left GXR with so much time to work with. In fact, the setup from GXR was so perfect that there's really not much that Bren Esports can do. Doesn't even take GXR to kind of sweat with that particular round. And now they're looking for a 4-point lead over Bren Esports in the map pick that belonged to Bren Esports. It's round number 4. A full eco coming out from Bren Esports. They will have to pick up the scraps, make something work, maybe make it more expensive for GXR. Maybe bring something to the next round so that they can at least get into 1-4 situation. But then again, GXR is playing this perfectly well. Ching with the initial scout. And it seems like GXR, they still are in control.
Yeah, Trailblazer identifies one, but I don't think it's spotted out more than anyone, more than one there. And they'll be getting a little bit information towards mid here, and Johan easily dispatches Dispenser here towards mid. That's a lot of control that they have lost, and towards A, the spike has been dropped. Look at how far Georgie has already gotten, all the way to their flank. In a moment of desperation, Wits gets actually one kill. The spike drops down, and in the middle of all of it, Eman pushes through the wall, through the smoke rather, and finds that final kill. Galaxy Racer on a perfect run thus far, 4-0, man.
Yeah. GXR, that is a default play coming up from Bren Esports. Go for the Cloudburst, go for the Tailwind, smash your head against the wall, find your opponents, hope for the best. But fortunately, GXR read through it all. And again, A site. This is such a wall that Bren Esports cannot break. Even if they try. They have tried for 4 or at least 3 rounds thus far. And they have failed in almost all attempts. And they failed horribly because it kind of feels like GXR knows what to do. However, Wits, with this quote-unquote battle stage, finds the head of Hammond. Good opening coming up from Bren Esports. Leaves Ching to, with the Trailblazer, just spot this out. Actually catches 2, including Dubstep. And there's the Seekers. Out for the taking. 1 minute and 16 seconds to go. Bren Esports still looks for an opening after the kill onto Hammond.
Yeah, they're playing a little bit slow, and the reason for this is because that they expect Galaxy Racer to go and push in hopes of equalizing the playing field. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. Let's see who wins the duels, though. It's going to be Dubstep, who expects Georgie. And that's the beautiful thing about Bren, you see. They do not get ahead of themselves. They know how to read things. If they make them, if they, sense an error coming in, they will capitalize. They will punish, just like now. And Wits, perfect read on the situation, knows that there could be a crossfire set up, dismantles it completely, and now the round should be in favor of Bren here, who have a perfect lineup thus far onto site. They have 5 players alive, and this can't go any other way. Oh, and he doesn't even get the orb.
Oh my god! That must hurt from Johan.
Coming back.
2 orbs away from getting that lockdown, but I reckon he will not attempt this. It's 5 versus 1, with only Wits taking the damage. And I like what you said about him dismantling the crossfire. It's easier said and easier seen. Incredibly difficult to do.
Yes.
That's like, it's just unimaginable. And, Wits just showing us how it's done.
There's a reason why he's one of the top players in the country, and just plays like that just goes to show here. But they are looking, they're hunting for Johan. I think they'll be happy to let him save, though. Johan wants to get at least one. Footsteps all around. Oh, denied. But that came close. That came much closer than they wanted, for sure. They keep 5 players alive, and that's going to be a Panda Pro flawless round here. Great stuff from Galaxy Racer to at least make it... Oh, no, sorry, from Bren to keep it completely in their grasp. They don't lose anybody, and they secure their economy for at least another round.
And the most ideal situation probably for Johan is to get a kill and then be killed, so that it's going to be having that lockdown for sure. But didn't happen as Bren Esports, the firing squad was ready. Now it's a stopper from Bren Esports. They stopped themselves from getting 5-0'd by GXR, and what a gravity roll, by the way. The guiding light will be there as well. No revelation just yet. Bren Esports are going to be comfortable, to say the least, as the Owl drone as well doesn't spot out anything. Dispenser's quite ready for this in a little bit of an off angle. Not really the most off of the off angles, I'm trying to say, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, these off angles that GXR have been playing are starting to get sniffed out, actually, by Bren. So let's see if they can actually make full use of it now, as they do play this diligent, this patient game here. Bren... Oh, there you go. Round number 4. There's the round number 6, rather. There's the Odin.
Yeah, but it's
you're so close. You said 7.
Yeah, I said 7.
You said 7.
Either, yeah,
but it's okay. I'll get you. I think that's okay.
Yeah. Maybe we're talking about like maybe we can make do with the second round, the second half, perhaps.
30 seconds left.
Dispenser does have the lockdown, and the Cosmic Divide was there as well. Perfect execute coming out from Bren Esports, taking full advantage of their utility. And GXR having to use this. Car with the Odin gets one
You
at least,
will
and
not
Bren.
kill my ally.
They will have the trade-off. 3 ultimates so far. Dubstep finds Yon from the backside. And now
10
in
seconds
comes
left.
Ching. With the guiding light, Jesse Vash makes good work of that. Now Georgie finds one hit, does have the tailwind, transfers onto the backside, but he's the last man remaining. Finds the spray! And the excellence with the blades of Georgie! Georgie's insane right now! It's still winnable! 2v1, does have the blade storm,
Enemy remaining.
and finds the good angle, finds the fourth one, only one remaining, and finds the ace! Georgie's crazy!
With the ace, 5 kills from him out of nowhere. The quick flick, the right click, the turnaround, and the dismantling of every single person on Bren. Here comes the Boracay Jet. He's here to play. He's here to slay. And would you look at that? 10 kills for this man. And clip it. Just clip it right now. Because that was one of the craziest clutches we've ever seen on VCT. Amazing. We have to see that quick look. This turnaround. You think he's dead to rights here. He gets walled off, but the smoke saves him in the quick turnaround onto Dubstep. A thing of beauty. Precise, deadly,
Oh my
accurate.
God.
And all you could ask for from a clutch. Georgie, amazing run.
My God, that riled me up. And definitely is a big blow to Bren Esports mindset. Imagine this, they committed 3 ultimates. They have committed the Cosmic Divide, the Lockdown, as well as the Res. And they still lost that round off of just one man. That smoke was a one-way smoke that favored Georgie in particular regard. And my God, that's gonna bite. Georgie's not done. 6 in a row. He finds Borkum, retreats to safety, and now it's a man advantage for GXR once again.
Yeah, Bren cannot handle Georgie right now. He has always been this good. He has always been cracked. Ever since he was back in Dreamfire, we saw keep track of this player. But right now, he's showing what he's got as Ching out of the smoke and into the headshot right now. Ching was here also to play. They do not want to be overshadowed by Bren. They are here to play. They want map number 5. You can smell it in their play right now. And they're out for blood. Galaxy Racer are awakened.
I call it the Georgie train, and everybody just rides it, I would say. When it comes to the momentum, that was a sick play coming up from Georgie. And then Ching gets up from the stacks. I mean, Eman, he has been the quiet guy in map number 4, but it doesn't matter. Everybody else is just stepping out, particularly Georgie, and that merits a timeout. Bren Esports need to rethink. They needed to recover. It's not only about their strategies that they're trying to do. It's more about them trying to stop this train. Many times, many rounds, Bren Esports are able to win if they shut down Georgie early on, but it seems like Georgie is relentless. Georgie's not stopping. My God, I still can't recover from that kind of ace because it's not like an ace that was easy. It was definitely difficult. Man, that was crazy.
Not. It's the right click to the quick flick, and then the last 2 is... Oh, I actually think that's probably the best, probably the best ace that we've seen here in VCT. And that's saying a lot because Dubstep, he's known to have crazy aces as well. You know, but it's never been in a 1v5 clutch. My God, Georgie. I think that's going to go down in the history of VCT for sure as one of the best plays.
It's not gonna forget that, no matter what the result will be. And that is a round that also came from a loss of GXR, and a round that Bren Esports can easily ride the momentum off from. They have utilized so many ultimates in that. Now Dubstep wants to chime into the pile, but Georgie stops him in his tracks, finds the head, and wants to go for more, but Kyle is there first. Now it's gonna be Johan to be taken out. Georgie just runs and guns. He feels it. He feels feeling it, man.
Georgie, again and again. What can you say about this player who's just playing like an insane, a person possessed? There's nothing that they can do to stop this man. 13-2, and he is still on the warpath. How do you deal with this when he's hitting everything?
Boracay Jet, my goodness. He doesn't have the right to let go and run and gun, but he still got it. He's feeling it. Oh man. that's probably like the longest sheesh or shesh that we might hear.
Man, I got like goosebumps still.
Yeah,
I'm sort of
me
letting
too.
it calm down because oh my god,
too.
this game, this series is all we could have asked for and more. You know, you started here in the first 2 games, and it's kind of like, no, Brent's gonna run away with it. And then you get to Breeze, and you're just like, all right, Georgie, all right, guys, I see you, Emin. And now we're here in a 7-1 on a sense on the pick of Bren. But before we get too excited here, they're heading towards B side. A little bit of weakness has been sensed by Bren, but can they capitalize on it? It's going to be a nice flick right there. Dispenser deals with 1, and Johan is able to trade it up. That's going to be Witch with 2 kills. He gets actually detained. And they're going to be able to slow him down, but fortunately the Nano Swarm keeps him alive for the meantime.
No.
The Spike taken away here. They're working up against the clock. It's only 2 players on the Galaxy Racer side. because this is definitely going to be a retake.
Man.
Would not blame them if they actually went for the save, but at the same time, they want to make it expensive. They're feeling the momentum. They're feeling the heat and the wind in their sails. Let's see what they can do.
Oh,
It's a nice
God.
shot from Georgie yet again. He smokes off B main just so he doesn't get caught
on.
off. And Georgie
Oh,
pushing
no.
onto the site. They know where Borkom is. It's going to be a 1v2 right now. Has a little bit of information, and Georgie yet again will get close, but not this time. No more clutches for you, sir. 7-2 right now. Galaxy Racer, they finally take another loss.
I love the fact that Bren Esports, you said it perfectly well. They smell that there is a little bit of a weakness into B side, and they really took big advantage of it. And the postman was also perfect. However, GXR, they still found what, 2 kills afterwards, after being down 2 versus 4. Still is an expensive round for Bren Esports, but a big swing in their favor. This is the effect of the tactical timeout they did 2 rounds prior. Now they're reaping the benefits. It still is a mountain to climb. 2-7. Maybe they're hedging their bets on a 5-7 half, but GXR with the Blade Storm up on Georgie, they're gonna be a little bit practical with what the buy is for their side. They'll be settling down with the Blade Storm. Still is a massive economy lead for GXR, but let's see how Bren Esports does this, as Dubstep already found by the alarm bot, and quickly that prompts a little bit of a movement from GXR. Actually, they have blocked off the entrance from Market. It's shutting down the doors, and still GXR holds through.
Yeah, they have a Reds available, but not much more than that. I mean, they do have the Hunter's Fury, and with Jet on the Blade Storm, they will have, I'd say, a pretty good chance here for Galaxy Racer. Now, what can Georgie do? He's been lethal. He's been deadly. But can he come out with more than one? No. He just gets out of the corner, out of dodge here. Hunter's Fury to support the push. But it's going to be Carl and Ching to open up the site. Borkum holds strong, though. And now they're holding defiantly as Dispenser is able to get a pick onto Eman right here. That's going to be the spike going down here. The HP onto Dispenser only 8, and the retake now commencing. Shock darts to support the play, enabling them to push onto side here. They're going to be having to go through switch, at least one, in order to sort of pinch in the defense. A good recon for health identifies that there's a player close to it, but how can they take him out? That's Georgie creeping up closer on very low HP. He actually does not get the swing. It's Borkum who does, and Dispenser who deals with the last player right now. Carl sitting in the back of the site, looking for a little bit more from Generator, but no power for you this time. Dispenser getting a third.
Such a big round coming up from Bren Esports. It is again another gun round that they badly needed to win for them to mount the 5-7 round that they are badly wishing for. As GXR, they have lost that round, means that they might not have the weaponry coming out to round number 12. They will have it though. So I miscalculated actually. In fact, they have so many creds available. Only Ching to be a little bit on the practical side, going for the Spectre, but the Odin up on Carl. Still is a strong case for GXR to defend. With Bren Esports definitely happy with this. Wits will have to settle with just the classic. It's so weird, but I guess
Nothing he can do. He has to go for it, just play support in this round and sort of just let things go. But hopefully he displays passive, and if anybody dies, he can go for a res or maybe pick up their gun, depending on how the situation goes. And it's Bren to sort of bring a little bit more balance to the universe right now. They have sort of reset the rounds, reset the momentum. And I like the fact that they're playing a little bit slower, which just sort of prevents Galaxy Racer from sort of running over them and building more momentum. They want to slow down how good Georgie is feeling. They got to deal with this. And that's exactly why this is a great round for them. but they need to make a little bit more of a move soon. It's 45 seconds left, and they're still quite spread out. They're gonna eventually end up towards A here, but
Ooh.
Georgie has already dispatched of Dispenser, who was lurking, and that could be a big signal that there's only one player here. Everybody go to A. That's a lot of information given.
Oh, Ching with the spray down
30
through the
seconds
smoke will
left.
not find the mark. 30 seconds left. They have entered through. Eman is actually in here to defend. Actually, the rest of Galaxy Racer, they're ready for this. They're going to be scouting out the area with the Recon Bolt. Actually, it's just a shock dart to
Right here.
start things through. They're waiting for the correct moment to strike. In comes the wall bang, the spray down, the spike being planted for now.
10 seconds left.
Gonna be transferring to a different kind of control now. Somebody needs to go to A main, but Dubstep and the gang, they're quite ready for this. In fact, Wits with just a classic gets a kill on the Jake. Dubstep will be traded up, and only one is left. That's Borkum. Can he defend? He gets the one, close distance, and he can actually find three.
Borkum!
Four!
Orcum with a 4-man clutch. Here we go. He's not done. Just showing Georgie, whatever you can do, I can do too. And he comes alive right when they need him. And he brings it back for Bren. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a series on our hands. And this is going to go down. You know, we started off saying, man, this has got to be a wash, but this could be the opposite. This could be a classic that we're looking at right now, because the players here, we got Borkum, we got Georgie, we got everybody and their mothers just contributing to the kill pool right now. And this is shaping up to be one of the best grand finals that we've had on VCT.
Oh my god, we are enjoying, we're having fun. And I'm pretty sure that everybody from both GXR and Bren Sports, although it is very tense, it's very close, and look like they're having fun. Look at Borkum. There was a time where Wits scored like a crossfire kill, like he was able to get 3K. What Borkum did was even more difficult than what he did. There was like 4 members of Galaxy Racer from all angles.
And he picked
Borkum
them out
just
one by one.
one after the other. Perfectly
oh,
done. Sliced the pie and eats all of it. Borkum stepping up. We were talking about how he was for the longest time like a quote-unquote star player for Bren Sports. And now he's definitely
you know,
is. Yeah.
That has to be in Galawang Pro Gamer. This
Yeah.
grand final, we gotta have 2 Galawang Pro Gamers for this one
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. Dude, oh, it's absolutely crazy here. Johan caught looking the wrong way. Anticipates the refrag, and he's prepared for it. Johan here showing up. All right, you guys, let me show you what I've got. My turn. It's here to play right now. Dispenser, they're getting locked down out of sight. Lockdown for lockdown.
Oh, gets a
Johan
third
with
one.
a 3 kill, and he's not done. They still gotta find 2 right now. They do get onto site, but it's gonna be a tough call because they might be mowed down here. Borkum is right there
What?
with 2. He's in an awkward position. They look at it. Oh, again,
Oh,
the knife! The knife!
Ares onto Carl. It's 3 versus 1. Dispenser. Does he find the mark? Gets the one headshot. Finds the second! One after the other! Oh my goodness! This can't happen one round after the other. Johan already finds his 4th. And it is indeed his time to shine. This is a dance showdown, man. It's time for Johan. It was Wits. Then it was Georgie. Then it was Borkum. Now it's Johan. I'm waiting for you. Am I waiting for you, Carl? Ching?
Switching
What have you got
sides.
for us?
Everybody having their moment in the spotlight here. What a quick succession of plays. Right after that knife, everything just went crazy. Dispenser, look at this. Beautiful. He finds a second, and he could go for the third, but no, sees him through the wall. His head just peeking out.
Ooh.
And Johan, 4 kills on the Sentinel, bring us into an 8-4 halftime. This series is the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh man, the fire is burning on the dance floor for sure. Everybody's just showing their moves and
Out.
they have their own creativity, they have their own swagger. And everybody's just stepping up. Man, I can't wait for the next like solo. For now, seems like it's gonna be Jesse Vash with the double shock dart in there. Actually, it's out of charges for now. They'll actually transfer onto the Recon Bolt. 8-4. Bren Sports, this is their map pick, and they do love the defense onto Ascent. And I'm gonna be hedging my bets. I think it is gonna be around 20. Round 20 Odin pickup from Jesse Bash. We'll see.
Let's see how that goes. Pistol round now coming in here. Georgie looking to open it up and lead the charge, but through that wall, he's gonna get that pick. No, it's dubstep. Boom, peekaboo. I see you right through the wall here, right through the grate. But Carl going for that Aldron. Can he actually spot out anybody? Looking like he's going to identify Dispenser here, and they're going to try to get a tag through the wall. Not going to be a lot of damage through it. However, it's going to be Borkum with 1. No, it's Wits with 2. Still bringing it back here, and Wits looking for the 3rd to close out that round. 50-50 angle, and they're doing the dance here. Ring around the Rosie. Who's going to peek first? Pocket full of Posey, but it's Ching here looking for the double. It's Wits with a 3K. It's Wits' turn yet again with a right-click close range flick to the face, and Bren have brought it back to an 8-5.
Very important for them to win it, but I want to say GX already have the control. It's just that Wits, together with his gang, timed the very nice timing to just find the big opening, and they kind of caught GXR off there because of the fact that B is quite, I would say, how to say this? It's quite unforgiving if your post plant setup is not good. You can be corralled in the corner, especially onto backside, if you don't decide well. And that exactly is what happened with GXR. They were caught in a spot where they had to like tuck themselves behind the backside. They weren't ready for the post plant. Well, it is a pistol round anyway, so you cannot really blame them for that. But Bren Esports, great, ever so great with the defense onto Ascent.
They are looking this much better here, but it's still going to be tough. They've actually forced a couple of sheriffs, 3 sheriffs in fact, on the Galaxy Racer squad, and I attribute this to how confident they have been looking. But take a look at Bren right now. Look how far they've gotten Dispenser. He's all the way back past the link here, and he's in prime position to cut off this rotation. Can he do it? Holding down the angle. Dispenser getting 1 here. They have to deal with him still. He knows he's vulnerable. No one can support him right now. He's on his own. There is a star here. There is a smoke from Astra from across the map to actually get him out of dodge. But from close range, Borkum is right there with another one, and this is the round. So really going into the favor of Bren here as they're looking for that 8-6. They do still have to deal with the 3 players here, but it's looking like a fantastic round right now from Bren.
Fantastic is definitely the word that we're looking for, as Bren Esports are already keeping 5 of their members still late into this round. 30 seconds left, and Galaxy Racer, they will have to decide, is it going to be B or A? So far, they have seen that the doors were shut from market area, and Dispenser might be ready for this. Finds the 1, gets the 2nd, will he get the 3rd? Has to reload, and Carl will take full advantage of that with the Sheriff. Still is 22 HP left, and Borkum cleans up house. Bren Esports, they have found themselves within arm's reach of GXR's lead.
This is getting that much closer. Galaxy Racer starting to sweat a little bit, starting to get a little bit worried. As 8-6, this is not comfortable. No matter who you are, no matter what team, no matter what side you're on, this is definitely too close for comfort. As Galaxy Racer, their lead slipping further and further away. Dubstep. Finally, we see him on that operator. Let's see what he can contribute. I'd like to see those aggressive peaks, those early round peaks, just to get him advanced onto the table here. But Aldrone War right now, they'll be spotting it out. And now they have that information that Dubstep does have that operator, and it's towards B. Instead, they go towards mid. They look for a play here. Georgie creeping up closer, and he's going to be finding 1. Dispenser ready for 1. Can he find another? No, the flash is good. Long enough to be able to get that trade onto him. But from that angle, they actually find another one onto Wit. Ching here is able to spot out with the Trailblazer. Dubstep lurking from the back right there of a mid. Now towards market. They're going to make that full rotation here towards B in this 4v3 here. And Bren, they're at a big disadvantage. They're losing 1 player. They don't have information.
Massive play coming out from Ching. This was Georgie's entry. Although it was traded off, this is still pretty much doable coming from GXR. Jesse Vash, the holder of B main for now, have to transfer after spending all of his shock darts for now. No more utilities for Jesse Vash. Does have the Ares, and not the best rifle, not the best machine gun to have as of this moment. Actually finds 1, and he gets 1 to spray down. Can he get the kill? Yes, he gets 1. But that was quickly traded off with Johan finding his head. It's 2 versus 3. So GXR have found good footing, and with the man advantage, surely the post-plan situation will be favoring Galaxy Racer at this point. In fact, they might be able to just stop Dubstep from advancing forward, as looking at the position of Ching, As I was about to say it, he gets the one, and now definitely a save for Dubstep.
Yeah, he's gonna have to save this op right here. Very big investment in the first time we were seeing it. Unfortunately, not having the impact that they thought it would have. The Owl drone did force him out of the position, and nobody was caught off by it. But, however, he could still get lucky and make this. Oh, the timing. He just gets mistimed.
No.
This could be massive. Dubstep's caught looking the wrong way. He's gonna go
Get
for
the
the
knife.
Knife.
For the-
Turns around and then just like, oh my god, Ching. He was probably gonna go for a flash. He heard the recon dart. That's why he looked up all that way, and the knife was denied.
Yeah. Would have really just bobbled the knife if I were him, but it is what it is. 6-9. GXR winning off of the bonus, and Bren Esports gonna have to really shrug that off. It's not really like the most massive of leagues. In fact, it's just three points for Bren Esports. 3 rounds. Now it's a full buy. Oh no, it's far too early. It's a round 3 Odin in the second half. So you are actually correct, Mr. Ilus Daddy.
Yeah.
Your prediction.
Round 3 Odin that early on, and we know how Jesse Vash, how good he is on that Odin when he's securing B main. So definitely going to be something that we want to be looking out for in the upcoming rounds. But the Seekers are available. It could be used to sort of fake out A, because as you can see right now, the spike is actually all the way back towards B side. So I do assume that they will be showing some presence here towards A and eventually going down for that B side take here. Problem is, like I said, they do have to go through the gauntlet that is Jesse Vash and Dispenser, who, honestly, if you have them on your B side, man, you can be pretty damn secure.
Oh my god, man. It's already starting.
Look at that.
Sorry.
Georgie actually is on to 4 HP after that.
My god. He's already showing up. Okay, so you fake. But they have revealed some of the sounds, and Jesse Vash might be prepared for this. Okay, the Seekers will be out. Completely spotting them out! Damage is not yet enough though.
30
Jesse
seconds
Vash. I think the wall is a little bit thicker on that side because it was a little bit more diagonal. Still, the damage has been done. They have tagged the members of GXR. They have already shown their position. Man with the free fire gets the second one. Actually, it was Johan to find the kill onto Jesse Vash. Odin down and more drop in as Witz fights Georgie, dumps them onto Carl. Dubstep wants to march forward, has to reload. Eman is quite close. The members of GXR, they're onto the backside. They're actually corralled into that spot, but it might be a good defense on their side. They gotta be picking out simultaneously. Dubstep will avoid them, and Eman is quite prepared for this. Oh my god, this is ever so close. Eman setting up for the smoke. Onto Speedway, onto Runway. Dubstep looks for the angle. They found one, they have found two. Only one left, but do they have the time? Yes, they do. Bren Esports rummaging through off of Witz's brilliance on this Sage.
Picture perfect, and he gets enough for the revive as well. Look at that retake, a thing of beauty. Just effectively dissecting every single post-plant position that there could have been. The usage of utility, the timing on the retake, every single thing that could have went right for Bren just went their way. And Galaxy Racer looking rocked right now, 9-7, and this lead is almost intangible. It's just gone out of the window here. 2 rounds what separates these two, and this eco from Galaxy Racer could be what levels the playing field. Now let's take a look at the buy. Only a Spectre on Johan and Georgie. A couple of Sheriffs, and Carl's only got a Classic right now. They've got to be very, very lucky if they want to be successful on this one. Shock to the Recon Dart doesn't really spot anybody. They know that Jesse Vash does get a little bit cheeky with that Odin here, and playing it very, very smart. They will be rotating towards A this time.
It's going to be really scary and very important for not only GXR, but also for Bren Esports. If they score this one out, it's going to be 8-9. And they are poised to take it just because of the fact that GXR is under eco. But it doesn't mean that they have to be careless about this. GXR, this still is a Spectre for Georgie, and you know that he's hot. He's 2 orbs away, 2 points away from getting his ultimate. That proved to be impactful. Now Dubstep will have to run away. Witz finds the one, will be tradable by Eman. Dubstep finds one as well. Borcom from the other part takes down Eman. And 2 versus 4. Dubstep finds Georgie. Borcom finds Scarlet. They know where he is. Dubstep out for the hunt. Dispenser, the one to take it, but Borcom, okay.
Fadeaway shot right there from Carl with the shock dart. knows that if he can take one down, it's going to be very much worth it. And it was very expensive investment that they actually have burned with that one shock dart. So well placed in the end, but 8 to 9 is where we find ourselves as Galaxy Racer. They are currently almost in a lot of hot water here. We're in the neck of the woods right now as both of these teams, they're going neck to neck. And Georgie, man, he slowed down a little bit, I have to say. But this might be his time to shine right now. Let's take a look and see what they've got. They're gearing towards B, a little bit more of mid control here as they pull out that smoke and smoke short. And prodding and poking, trying to find some progress towards that mid area right now.
Just a little bit away from that swarm grenade. Georgie with the Blade Storm and the classic. Oh no, this is bad. Wits finds the opening kill onto Georgie. The entry fragger almost found another one. He is going to be traded off, so it is still a 3 versus 4. Getting tagged by the ultimate Wits. Right moment to sidestep Ching from the other end. Gets a kill onto Borkum. Still is very much doable from Galaxy Racer. Call from long distance, Ching onto middle. Gonna be popping the Trailblazer. And there is going to be the res. Just in the perfect timing to revive Borkum. Bren Esports finding the advantage. Johan evens up the playing field with the kill, but Ching is gonna be taken out by Dispenser. It's gonna be a lockdown as well. Their timing couldn't be more perfect for Dispenser to be in here. Also guns down the Recon Bolt. And it's gonna be difficult for GXR. They're trapped! And only Johan to survive! Johan will take out Dispenser. Can he buy more time? 17 HP onto Wits. But oh, finally finding the headshot. Actually, it's not a headshot. Enough bullets to take out Johan. And 9 to 9 is the score. Bren Esports, they have recovered definitely.
What a round. Topsy-turvy. Everything going haywire towards mid right there. So many utilities and ultimates being deployed just for that mid take. Bren coming out on top, making their way through the fog out of the chaos and into a great victory in that round. They managed to secure a very crucial piece here for themselves as they force Galaxy Racer yet again on an eco, and this could be the round, the lead being secured by Bren, and it's getting scary right now. Jesse Vash, will he pull it out? Will he be able to find some luck, some essence of luck here? Oh, currently being flashed off the angle as Georgie looking to entry onto the site. Wits is able to get... Oh, he gets taken down right before he gets around that corner onto stairs. Georgie looking for another entry. And will they make this happen on the weaker buy? Going all the way around towards the site. Jesse Bash has not been identified. Now they know where he is. Letting Georgie take the plunge. And he actually gets the kill right now. Spraying through the smoke to find another one. And Georgie on a warpath? No, he gets denied by Borkum. And towards the site they go. Borkum with another. He's keeping on track. Still on fire. They don't want to slow the pace down though. Trailblazer is denied. Now Borkum holding back, still waiting patiently for the right time. They know that they still have time for this retake, so they're going to be slowing down the pace right now, but can they find the frags to support it? They do have a little bit of an advantage, but Galaxy Racer looking for a push here. They double peek out down towards stairs here, but it's a counter peek towards Borkum, and Shin with a quick flick. Look at that quick turnaround right there from Shin. He brings it back here in this 1v2, all up to Dubstep. They know where he is, dashing onto site, low HP on the go, finds one, and Dubstep tapping away in the smoke. Can he get it even to half? He needs to get it half, but he gets close enough, and Dubstep, he gets the round yet again, and he's got the time. The clutch from the jet main from Bren has turned it on its head, and somehow Bren find the lead.
I can't believe it. It's impossible. Illegal, not allowed. That should not happen, but Dubstep was able to do it, and Johan didn't have enough bullets to actually contest him. The just right amount of timing, and that time he actually cut it short. He went into half, taking advantage of the cloud burst. And I could have sworn that he used the timing of the cloud burst because he knows it's like, what, 4.5 seconds? And that's just about enough timing for him to get out and take the right positioning. Johan didn't have the time, did not have the weaponry to do it because he didn't have enough bullets. He had to pop the knife and he had to do it. There was a time in the previous game, so we saw Johan just not able to like defuse, or stop the defuse that happened in Haven, and it happened once again. And I told you, man, this is a dance showdown, and it's now time for Dubstep.
And Dubstep is now in the picture. It takes two to tango, but I'm right here. I can cha-cha with the best of you, and my God, what a series, what a game!
Just this game, man. It keeps on giving. So many standout plays, so many clutches that you wouldn't even deem possible. But they're pro players for a reason. They're at the top of the VCT for a reason, man, and they're really showing us that they're caught above the rest.
Oh, indeed. And look at this economy right now. Full buys for everybody. Creeping up towards short Bren. A little bit intrusive here.
30 seconds
as
left.
Galaxy Racer, they look to poke and prod away. Looking to identify where Dubstep is. Can't get the shot off. It's Georgie to prevail, and that's going to be the A site weak and more vulnerable right now. There's still two players strong onto it. Georgie looking to still lead the charge. Can he double up on that entry? Will they spot him out? It's going to be Johan to actually do that right now, but Borkom and Jesse Vash holding the site. 10 seconds left to go, but they found the kill. Can they find the spike plant? And yes, they do. It's another round for Galaxy Racer to bring us tie.
Oh, big recovery coming up from GXR. It all started from Georgie just finding the pickoff. Well, Garden, Georgie, he found Dubstep just holding that angle. And just right after Dubstep finding his own rhythm, finding that wonderful clutch, Georgie puts a big stop on it and actually paved the way for the entirety of GXR. Just really being that entry fragger that you need. You're gonna feel more comfortable when a Jet, with the Boracay Jet kind of metal, leads the pack. You feel more confident, and it's probably what really is the war cry for GXR. Now Dubstep pops up the blade storm, goes up, actually will not land the mark. In fact, it will be Jesse Bash to fight two, get it by more. 50% chance to get
Jesse
one.
Bash. The 50-50 is the other one. Two players this time for Jesse Bash, and it has to go without saying that this man is probably the best Hunter's Fury in the country, and he's shown his time again. My turn, says Jesse Bash, and he's turned this eco on its head.
He earned his stripes, and we're just reveling in the marvelous usage of the Hunter's Fury. Georgie finds Borkum, a big opening as they try to even this up, but Wits prepares with the frenzy, transfers to the left and gets another one. Everybody's just cracked at this point. And now Eman, is he up for the challenge? Is he gonna show us his dance moves? Or will Bren Sports just completely shut him down? He is found out. 70 HP left. Jesse Vash is playing this more on to the smarter side of things, and a thrifty win brought to you by Predator. His Dubstep finishes off with that ultimate. Two ultimates for Bren Sports, but I believe that's something that they will really be happy about, especially on an eco.
Oh my god, that's a thrifty win for Bren, and they're definitely celebrating after that one. They've shot Galaxy Racer in the foot. They're bleeding. My god, how has this series gone this far? It's so intense. 11-10 right now. I feel it in my stomach, man. It's turning. It can't be this close. You can't do this. My heart.
This will go down in history as the closest and the most entertaining one. Everybody's just cracked.
Careful.
Everybody just wants a piece of the pie. And now it's going to be at the Hunter's Fury coming out from Cards. Just open things up. Georgie with the standard play with the Jet. Going forward with the Blade Storm. Actually finds a turret. Has to shift to the Classic for this one. He doesn't know that there's someone behind him, but it will be a Killjoy versus Killjoy action as this Spencer will be saved by his own swarm grenades. 4 versus 4, the spike planted. Car in the prime position, actually spots Dubstep. What a great stop onto Dubstep, and that is already the lurk. The B-main player, supposedly for Bren Esports, down for the count.
Yeah, and they've got to go on this right now with a man disadvantage. The retakes have been good for Bren, but is it good enough to make up for this? Doesn't look like it because it's a great shot start right here. Could be taking us, and Carl with 3. All right, we see you finally going down, but still, it's a 1v3 right now for Jesse Vash. Will it be his time to shine right now? Landing the kill? No, it's going to be Georgie. 11-11, tie game again. Ladies and gentlemen, we have found equilibrium once more.
Closest of equilibriums even, as it is 11-11. Both teams winning off of what seemingly their broken buys. Bren Esports won that eco, which means that they probably will have good weaponry coming up next, round number 23. Odin onto Jesse Vash, Operator onto Dubstep. Everything that you needed. Maybe Borkum will have to settle with the Bulldog, but still has full utility, and they are now setting up. But for GXR, it's full buy for their team. The most important round in this game, as it is going to put the winner into match point, and the loser to a full eco. This
And not
is the round. This
yeah,
is the round, man.
this is basically do or die. Both of these squads, man. And honestly, it could not be more tense. I, for one, if I were on either of these teams, I'd be calling a tactical timeout because
Me too.
heaven knows I need to breathe. I wonder how they must be feeling. They must be feeling in their stomach, adrenaline pumping, blood rushing. Whew.
Oh my god. I'm sitting on my secret lab chair with the frog position. That's how tense this is.
It is, and I feel like it's just about to get even more tense. They're coming up with the lineups. Here comes the lockdown. They're going to be deploying it right now towards the site. Will they commit? Could be a fake. They're rotating a player off. Wit's taken down to 5 HP, somehow still alive. That's a flash. Going to be denied right now. Going to be another flash to get onto site, but Johan through the smoke will find Borkum, and this could be the round for Bren to get that match point right now. Could they be denying us that map 5? Will we see that map 5, or will Bren be taking it away just right here in map number 4 here? So Georgie getting close, playing near towards Switch. The 4v5 trying to be retaken here as Jesse Vash. They do have a man disadvantage already. Trying to creep up onto site is Dispenser, and they're trying to spray desperately, hoping to find a pick here because they know how bad of a situation they are in. And Johan, he's waiting for it. Shark in the water, is able to adjust, not gonna find the headshot, but they are running out of time. They gotta go, they gotta go now because it's really going for a save call. A 4-man save call from Bren. They're going for overtime. Match point for Galaxy Racer.
Oh, they called it. They fold, man. And I would say that this was a smarter decision. Like you said, whoever loses this round will be up for an eco, and Georgie's out for the hunt. Might fight Jesse Bash, and I think he will. That's hold it down.
Match point.
And this means that heading into round number 24, match point for GXR, they will have to settle with only 3 rifles. A half by broken by for Jesse Bash as well as Borkum. It's even more difficult. GXR must feel good about this. Round number 24, they're at match point. And they have to turn it around, man.
Desperation now for Bren. They've lost so much. Look at it. They've got an Ares. They've got 2 Sheriffs, but they have an op on Dubstep. Could he be the focal point? Could he be crucial for his team? Okay, a little bit of damage from Jesse Bash. Nothing too much to write home about for now. But he does get onto the back of site. And this will be the signal of the start towards that B take.
The shadows.
They do get from the shadows. It will be dismissed just to clear out the fact that there's nobody back of sight here. It's a little bit of a fake still, but 5 players now lying in wait for Bren. This could be it. 5v5.
Georgie.
They're diving into sight. What can they do? Dispenser finds that kill right now onto Georgie. And Borkum has an opportunity here, but it's Johan who gets that kill onto Jesse Vash. Now 4v4 here. Spike yet to get planted. Now they will be dropping it down towards that side. They have 1 player lurking in the back, and that's definitely going to be Eman here as the retake now commences.
Borkum with the Spectre, and everybody's just setting up. It's going to be a retake. Cosmic Divide is going to be committed. Will this be enough? Bren Esports, can they tactically take this round? They will pick up the Phantom so that at least evens up the playing field. Dubstep starts with a kill onto Eman with the operator. Now they're trying to step away from the lockdown. They will be blinding up Wits, and Wits is going to go down. Only Johan to defend. Can he do this? Everybody from Bren Esports is going onto the spike. He fights the jet. Doesn't have the bullets.
But the shotgun!
Dubstep!
The shotgun, the shorty from up close. Dubstep brings us to overtime in the grand finals in map number 4. We're gonna be seeing overtime, ladies and gentlemen. This one hell of a game.
Are you kidding me? Shorty! Johan did his best. And unfortunately, Dispenser ran out of bullets. Johan takes full advantage. He also doesn't have any more bullets. And Dubstep from behind with the shorty. Man, replay that over and over again. Oh. Galaxy Racer and Bren Esports playing the game of their lives. This is definitive to what their legacy would be in the Valorant Challengers Tour.
We have been waiting for 2, 3 weeks, 3 challengers splits to see Bren Galaxy Racers in the grand final. And boy, did it ever deliver. Does it ever deliver? Because we're not done. We're still in overtime, Wolf.
And I wonder how many overtime resets we'll have. I'm glad if this goes 20-20.
My God.
Sounding
Well,
crazy, but man,
Oh.
if we get to see everybody just
Careful.
trying to outduel each other, just trying to making their highlights, it's gonna be perfect.
we'll see here. But it's going to be the map control here now towards mid, as Wolf and I try to catch our breaths a little bit.
My
It's-
goodness.
My goodness, what a game! What a game indeed, and a little bit of an inquisitive, incisive poke towards mid here, as the members of Galaxy Racer will be trying to get a little bit of just a little bit of passive control here. They're not committing. They're not giving anything away. They're even giving control towards spawn here and just burying two players towards the back of sites.
Yeah. Bren Esports, they have done this before, like giving away so much control. Although I don't like
30
I don't
seconds
like
left.
the odds for Galaxy Racer with this, especially with two of them tucked behind both houses, and they are gonna be bombarded by a big blitzkrieg coming up from Bren Esports. They get two, at least they get one kill onto Borkum.
Spike planted.
But that is two of the most important defenders for Galaxy Racer down for the count. They can convert this to and think of it as like an attack with Georgie leading the helm. Maybe he gets cracked once again with the aim. But it's going to be difficult for Galaxy Racer, Illustrato.
Definitely indeed, but can they survive this right now? The flash, the play from Dispenser, finding a double, looking for a triple. It's gonna be Dispenser coming up for the advantage right now. Bren find themselves 1 point away from taking us to a 3-1 final score line up against Galaxy Racer. And Galaxy Racers, they're on the ropes.
On the ropes indeed. What a perfect execution coming out from Bren Esports. And also, like you said, they kind of gave up control, and you'll understand why they do it. But it worked badly in their side, as both Carl as well as Johan, they were trapped onto backside. Although you will understand because they have the Odin, they have a Sentinel in there, but it definitely wasn't enough. They got bombarded with Bren Esports just rushing through, and you definitely know what the result will be if someone is trapped onto backside and there are like 5 members versus 2. You know that it will favor the attacking side. And the worst two agents to go down for the side of GXR for their defense.
They get spotted towards mid. Good flash. Dubstep, can he find one? Playing that close range angle, and he gets the close range kill. Dubstep is able to find Ching through it. And Galaxy Racers, they're in a load of trouble here. Could this be the round that Bren take us? Could they take the grand final right now? Can they shut it down? Not if Eman has got anything to say about it. He does find one more, and it's still a 3v2. Still possible for Galaxy Racer to take us to overtime number 2, but they've got to slow it down. They've got to bring it back. They don't want to make any mistakes right now. They don't want to overcommit. But Bren, they're definitely in the driving seat right now.
For sure. They're waiting for Wits to have the heal up, and they will make... that means that Dispenser will be back up to full health, or at least near full health.
Out of charges.
It will be 100 HP. But yeah, all things considered, this is still winnable for the side of GXR.
30 seconds
They have
left.
not shown where they are. In fact, Bren Esports, they have distributed all of their 3 remaining members onto mid, A, and B, ready for any kind of execute coming out from the last 2 members remaining. But they have shown with this recon dart that they will be attacking B side. On the back side, that's Dispenser with a few HP. Shows his head, but gets one before he
10
goes
seconds
down.
left.
Eman, it's gonna be up to him. He's gonna be able to plant, but Wits is already here. That's the win.
Defenders
And that's
win.
the championship for Bren Esports.
Bren Esports, your champions here for the Valorant Champions Tour, stage number 3, week number 1. They're gonna represent the Philippines in the SEA region. An amazing run for the boys of GXR, but they come short in overtime. Just when you think we're seeing a map number 5, they snatch it away from their hands. And you know, Bren, they say not today. We are still number 1. Nobody can control us. Nobody can defeat us. We've got this on lock, and certainly they do.